Hello, everybody, and welcome to the TARDIS Zone, Classic Who Zone, The Invasion. Nice to see you all. I hope you are doing well. We've already got two of our panelists already joined us. Lee, I did put the link in the chat there, mate. Just pop in because I want to get started ASAP because we got a long night ahead of us. Now, hold on, I need to get me earphones, which I have. So, right, let's bring on our guests, and hopefully by the time there he is. Okay, we're all here because we're going to be literally starting straight away. So, it's The Invasion. If you could get our copies ready, folks, that'll be absolutely fantastic. And then we'll do the countdown. As I said, it's a long-ass story, so want to get it done as quickly as possible. We'll take a break after the third episode. Okay, after the third episode, we'll take a 2-minute break. You can go and have a wee or whatever you need to do, cup of tea, whatever it is, whatever your poison is. Right, let's bring on our guests. Right, we will start with Charlotte. Welcome, Charlotte.
Hello.
Nice to have you on. Welcome. We've got the real Super Doctor. Yes. Hello, real Super Doctor. Okay, maybe we don't have. Oh, yeah.
No, we got him.
We got him now. Brilliant. We got the real Super Doctor, and we got Problem Big.
Hello.
Right, so if everybody in the chat can get the copy ready, because we're literally going to start straight away. Let's do this. So please press 1 if you are ready, guys on the panel. Have you got it all ready to go?
Yep.
Yeah. Nearly. 1 minute.
Right, switch over to the earphones. All right. Well, hurry up, because if you don't, I'll have to sack you. You know.
Right. Okay.
Like I did say, we were starting straight away, so hurry up now. Come on. Come on. Taking no nonsense now anymore. Come on.
Come on.
Wait 2 minutes, says 8-Bit Snake Boy. Okay, but listen, after 2 minutes, I'm going, because it's literally because eight parts. Everybody just keeps picking all the long stories, man. It's 8 parts. I thought it was only 6. There you go. So another 2. Jesus, come on.
It's not a bad story, this. It's quite good.
I know, but it's the part. How many parts there fucking is?
I know.
I know someone suggested that we chop them up, but then that's Sunday night is New Who night. Then I'd have to start fiddling around with that. You know what I mean? So
you can split it over 2 weeks. I mean,
that's stupid.
I think you're gonna have to do that for War Games, though, mate. I think you're gonna have to do that for that story when we get to it.
Well, we've already done War Games, so we don't have to do it again. We did War Games. Yeah, it was one of the early watch-alongs.
Oh, okay, that's good then.
So, and we actually did that in one sitting.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Right, is everybody ready now?
Yes, I think so.
I'm ready.
Yeah, I mean, BritBox is at the ruining the way they had it, because you can literally go in. I know what you're saying. I can't use BritBox anymore. Won't let me.
That's weird.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I've
Keep
got
telling me
it
something wrong with it.
in a place called DM.
Right. Well,
I'm
we got
using
it.
the link now that Noel sent me weeks ago, which is very helpful.
It is, and that's what I'm watching it on. I had to go scroll right down to the end nearly.
It
though,
is
to get
annoying. That's the only annoying
Yeah,
thing with
it
it.
used
isn't
to be in order. I don't know why they changed it. It used to be in order, but you know, the European Union is just changing shit. So, these people are being very clever, putting it up there for people to watch. But yeah, right. Are we ready now, Lee?
I've been ready. Yeah, I think I
Oh
was just.
my God, we were on you. You couldn't believe
No,
it.
no, no, no. 8-bit Sync Boy said nearly ready. I said I was ready. So
Right,
there you go.
right. Is everybody in the chat now ready? Can we go? Yes.
Yes.
Right, right. Charlotte, you may have the honors of, as you always do, of doing the countdown. So we press play at 1, guys. 1. So there's no confusion. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press play. Right. If she doesn't say press play, you just press play at 1.
Then she
Okay.
goes go.
I was gonna say.
Oh yeah, she goes go. So when she
Go.
goes go, then you press play. Sorry. Yeah.
Go.
Yeah.
I have to go.
Right, Charlotte. You knock yourself out there. I
Right.
don't mean quite literally knock yourself out there because that would be disturbing. But also, like, I'd be encouraged I'd be accused of encouraging violence, women on women
And
violence.
Daniel would have a word with you.
Yeah,
Anyway.
that's it. Right, go for it. Knock yourself out.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Go. Oh, that's
And no,
interesting.
she's not trying to do a Russian accent just in case anybody asks. We
No,
don't
it's
know
just
what
me
accent
doing random
she's got.
voice.
Yeah, you can't
The sound
disrespect
isn't working.
Problem being like that anymore. No, he's a famous pop star now. Fecky's fame, right? Fecky's fame. He gets treated like every normal person here because that's what he wants to be treated like. Isn't that right? You
No, I
know,
want to be treated like a special pop star. Where's my special status? I'm protected.
Yeah.
I don't
all
understand.
right.
I've got no sound coming through whatsoever. That's really weird.
It's all right, Lee.
Wow.
We'll keep you grounded on here. We'll remind you when you were like normal
Yeah.
and you weren't a
Yeah, when
celebrity.
you were normal. Yeah. Yeah.
Normal. Right.
I don't
whatever.
think the animation's quite that bad in this. I
No,
think
it's
it's
not.
quite good.
I don't understand why I get no sound coming through. Everything says there's sound. That's really weird. I got sound coming through from you. Nothing from the BritBox. That's really weird. Okay.
No, I agree, Super John. I really like actually the facial expressions with this animation.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like I've said with Troughton, it's all in his expressions, the way he holds himself. So you need to get that right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna do all 8. We're
Yeah.
gonna breeze through it. Don't worry. We're going straight into the second one. So straight away and straight into the third one. We'll take a 2-minute break, then do another 3, then we take a little break, and then we go for the finish line. There you go.
I love how they're just like watching. I know the whole thing is, oh, the TARDIS is broke, so we can't do anything. But it does look a bit funny that they just stood there watching this thing coming towards them.
For years, I looked at the telesnaps to kind of get an idea of this episode 1 and that.
So even that materialization's quite good.
Yeah.
Can you give me a timestamp, please?
Oh, we're all different devices, Lee. This would be fun. I'm on 240. Don't know if that will help.
So we're still in the TARDIS.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
they've just landed now in the field.
Lovely. Perfect. Yeah, that's really weird. For some reason on one browser it didn't come out with any audio. Very peculiar.
Oh, and can Jamie look any more Scottish if you tried in the outfit for this episode? I think the only time he looked more Scottish was in The Two Doctors.
Oh, can I have another timestamp, please?
2:50. No, sorry, I can't read.
3:29.
There we go. I couldn't read for a minute.
I like the Cosgrove Hall animation compared to the recent ones. The Fury from the Deep.
Yeah. I mean, definitely, 100%.
I think that they're going to go into very quickly Uncanny Valley with that sort of animation. It just looks like it's that thing of doesn't look cartoony enough.
No,
but it's like it's trying to look realistic, and it's like just pick one stylized sort of version or go.
What it reminds me of is I used to have a software called Anime Studio 10, and it was by Debut, and it was like your basic kind of child's animation thing, and I got it in a package, and I tried with it, and it was like it was very like the current animation. It was very kind of thick pencil drawing and all that. And, you know,
yeah,
like,
that's what it is, isn't it? It's the too thick lines.
Yeah.
When it's a bit more, like I said, stylized or a bit finer, it looks better, doesn't it? But when you've got really obviously outlines for all the characters, it looks like, you know, when you're a kid and you get those sticker books that you stick in the characters to make the scene. It looks a bit like that, doesn't it?
And it's like what they added was that they've got a whole load of tools, and they open up the tools for the hair, the eyes, the expressions, the movement, and all that, and they can add that into any scene and easily manipulate the character. And it's not like they can draw scene from scene like this. There's certainly a lot of suspense in episode 1.
Yeah, it's very sort of action thriller, isn't it? This whole story, especially the opening. Even Unit, like the way they're portrayed in this, I'd say they're more military at this point, and you can tell they're more military. It's not obviously until Pertwee, when they have him as a scientific advisor, you see that different side to Unit.
I do like Unit in the Troughton era, but I also do like it in the Pertwee era, and at the beginning, but right up until the Ambassadors of Death. But I just think that they had were trying to get rid of Unit, and they just after a while they just wanted the Doctor to go back in his adventures again and other planets.
Yeah, no, I always think sort of a stranded Doctor is good for like a little bit, but you're eventually always going to have him to. You need the character to go out into space eventually.
So one of the reasons for that is because it had to bring down the budget for the Pertwee era, because they were quite over budget, because they were starting out with new stuff and all that, and I think they were adding new effects and everything like that, and they were testing things out, and Plus, Doctor Who was going into colour in the 70s.
Yeah, I love the suspense of this era, though. The black and white really does fit.
Yeah.
I can't imagine this in colour.
Yeah, like the sort of the dodgy sort of like hear what's happening. Yeah, it would look odd if it was in colour.
Yeah, it's got that sort of film noir quality to it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to actually say. This is why I love this animation. It does have that kind of feel to it, doesn't it? And even the quality of animation in this is better than the Fury of the Deep animation. I'm sorry, but it is. It's ridiculous, the animation in Furies of the Deep. This is much better. And you're right, I agree with you. The suspense and the incidental music, as someone said there, creepy. I agree with you 100%. It is. This is a great story. That's why I haven't been saying much, because I'm actually really glued watching. We have a 149 super sticker by Kip. I'm pretty sure it's a unicorn, but if it's not,
it usually is, Kip. I
if
can't
it
see
is,
it.
all right, neither can I, because I'm on StreamYard.
Yeah, it's a unicorn.
It's a unicorn. Thank you, Kip. Appreciate it, mate.
And thank you to Num for speaking sense.
What he just said.
About respecting me for being a pop star, famous pop star.
Oh, if you two didn't bicker, it wouldn't be the stream with the both of you. Yeah, and I also think this is a great way to sort of set up how dangerous, like, the villain group is. Like, within how many minutes? We're nearly 10 minutes in, and you see them gun down a person. It's like, okay, we know that they mean business, and they're going to be quite a formidable force.
Yeah, very sinister. Back in the day, can you give us a lift to London? Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, just hitchhike. I was like, yeah, that might be giggle. The episode where the
age 2363. Just wanted to point that out. And Kip Ellis says, Lee may be the megastar, but you're still getting my unicorns, Noel.
That's it, Kip. That's it. That's it. But you know, we do create stars on this channel anyway, so I'm not surprised Lee is one. I'm only joking. Lee was already a star. He's got some great talent, and yeah, it's good that everybody else is seeing it now. So that's good. That's good. You should re-release some of your pop songs, your real pop songs that you did.
No, we'll see.
Up on iTunes. You never know.
Yeah, but they haven't got ours breaking down over Batwoman.
Nah.
Applied physics or something.
I thought I would hate her, to be fair. Like, the first bit, I was like, oh, I'm going to hate this character. I quite liked her by the end. It was just this initial introduction. I was like, ugh.
Yeah, she's kind of very reminiscent of today's sort of millennial, you know.
Yeah, that's maybe why I was just like, oh. And then once she gets more to do with being part of the gang and part of the adventure, she's got some good moments, actually.
Yeah. Cybermat strikes in the chat says this is good, but it's no greater show in the galaxy. Well, there you are.
And welcome. I think that's a new name. So welcome to the channel.
All right. Come on, let's see you pick up some gear.
3, 4.
Oh, it's coming through. That's not me, is it?
Do you suppose this firm could be the one?
Nothing changes. The answering machine. I take it we're
Oh,
on the
yeah.
same page. Yeah.
I love Trouton's grumpiness in this. It almost gave me Hartnell vibes a little bit. Just the begrudging sort of stupid machines.
Yeah, slightly grumpy.
Yeah, I was like the grumpy granddad.
Yeah.
Or any of us when we try and use a self-checkout machine in a
Oh
supermarket.
God. See, nothing changes in all those years.
Yeah, it's just different names, same issue, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is why I do love. I think out of all of Troughton's setups, I do think my favourite is Victoria and Jamie and him.
Yeah.
Because you've got like him and Victoria, who was so tech-minded, who was so sort of they'll talk in gobbledygook, and you got Jamie there, who's just like, I don't understand a word that you've just said, so I'm going to go and just say something sarcastic or witty in the background.
Yeah.
It's with the Doctor and Jamie, you know they're always going to get into some kind of mischief or some trouble.
Oh yeah, and I love that line she has in this.
Yeah.
Because she just sort of, that's the thing with, God, it's Victoria's in it, that was bad. She sort of is like the mum, but then also like the little sister. She sort of fills both roles in the team, which is quite fun to watch. Like here, this is like, she's having a girly time now. Like this is a different side to her, which they're showing, which is, I think is good, that she's not just a sort of tech girl.
Yeah.
And to be fair, probably in the future, we probably won't have receptionists that are people. It probably will be machines.
Which scene are you on?
They've just walked into the headquarters. Am I ahead of everybody?
No, you're behind. I'm wondering if maybe your Daily Motion, if that's what it is.
Oh no, I'm using what Noel's using.
Ah.
Oh, do you know what it is? It's been a bit freezing a couple of times. That's probably knocked me back. Not by much.
So I thought maybe it
was
on a slower speed. So sometimes they do that, don't they?
Sometimes I think it's this. Sometimes I found out when I was watching it today. Some of the video would just play through, and other times it's like it's not fully loaded yet. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I think
I have to say as well, totally unrelated, but that building looks very much like Centrepoint in London. I wonder if it was.
I've never been, so I couldn't know.
Oh. Well, it's one of the buildings you can't miss.
Oh, is it one of the skyline type of buildings?
Well, it's like this tall building in the middle of Tottenham Court Road, and you can't miss it. It's kind of a landmark. It's like this 1960s monstrosity that
okay.
of the brutalist architecture. It's sort of just it's a protected building now. Please do as I say.
I've got to also say the animation when they do the talking thing in the circles looks better than the episode, because in the episode it's literally a cutout to look at it, isn't it, with a face that appears. At least in the animation they make it look like a screen.
Very true. Please, I'd like to help.
Yeah, he's such a Bond villain, this character.
Yeah, isn't he just?
All he needs is a cat, and then he'll just be perfect.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's another thing I love about Troughton's Doctor. He's just like elbows, like, Jamie, shut up. Because he's such a blurter. I think that's the reason why I love Jamie. He just doesn't think. He just...
Becca.
I do find it odd that the Doctor does just hand over those circuits.
Yeah, I was just thinking that actually.
It's a bit of one that you watch it and you go, this is your TARDIS. You've just handed over some very advanced tech to a fella that...
Maybe he did it on purpose.
Maybe. That would be in character. But otherwise, it just looks a bit of a... not a good move.
Where he goes with it.
But there's something about the Doctor. He's one jump ahead of everybody. And it's mentioned in this that he knows everything beforehand. So it's just like he keeps other people guessing. Well, he knows exactly what's really going on.
It's all smoke and mirrors with the Doctor. Isn't it? He's sleight of hand. You know, he sort of plays the bumbling idiot, but he's always like a few steps ahead.
And they tried to do that in the 1996 TV movie with Paul McGann. You know, that trick, and tried to get the beryllium chip.
I haven't watched that film in such a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of like the ultimate disarmament, isn't it? He knows if he looks clever that people are going to treat him a certain way. So if he looks like an idiot, people aren't going to give him a lot of kudos, and he can use that.
Well, that episode flew by for me.
Yep. Episode 2 now.
Yep, I'll get that going because I am behind a little bit, but only by like 1 minute.
Not too bad.
Yeah, good ending. I really enjoyed this, but both of them flew in. So if the second one flies in, I'm happy. But I did sit there and watch over 4 hours of the Schneider Cut, so I shouldn't really be complaining about all of that.
Okay. Should be used to it by now. Good training.
Right, if everybody's ready in the chat, please let me know. Press 1.
Welcome to Garbage. Kyung.
We're on the second
Shane
episode
Phillips.
now.
Hi, Gavin.
Yeah. Disaster area, of course. 99 red balloons.
Oh, you're gonna have that in my head now for the rest of the night.
Oh, sorry.
My band nearly supported her actually in a concert, but we had to turn it down.
Yeah.
And what's the face?
Hey, chat, jumping in for a couple of eps. So he's ready, Rob Fellows. There you go. We're getting one. So, Charlotte, if you'd like to do the honors once again.
Yep. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Go. Go.
I love how just one of my weird things has just become a like. Now I've been on the stream enough. You're noticing all my weird little isms.
Part 1 had 7.3 million viewers. Apparently.
Wow.
Oh, I love this bit coming up now when unit starts to tail them.
Yeah.
There's old Benty, Mr. Benton. What was it, Corporal then? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it said, isn't it? He's Corporal.
Sergeant Benton, Mr. Benton, Corporal Benton.
Benty Benton. Trying to work out where that was filmed.
Oh God, it probably doesn't exist now, though.
Oh, that was filmed at the Guinness factory, the old Guinness factories down in London.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I heard it was in a documentary, and I think it was doctors, 30 years of time travel and beyond. They were at the locations.
Oh,
Sally
right.
Faulkner and Wendy Padbury were there.
I mean, like an electric car? That's unlike most of this generation, isn't it? Sick of taking photographs of herself.
It's like I said though, you can even now when she still hasn't got to like the unit stuff, you can tell there's like that spark of wanting to do something different with her.
Mm.
Like she doesn't just want to pose all her life. Like they're starting.
But, you know,
to
she hasn't fallen too far from her father's tree.
No. And I wouldn't be surprised if Victoria's seen sort of Victoria being very confident and sort of being very sure of herself, maybe inspired her a bit by the end. They are sort of a bit of a duo, those two in these episodes.
This looks very much like East London to me, somewhere near Shoreditch, I'd say. It looks very much like that.
Just gets out the cards and starts playing.
That's what I love. Like, only Troughton's doctor would do that. He would just sit there and go like, yep, we'll just let them take us when we play cards. Like I said, not as impressive, but it literally looks like he's just behind a wall, like, poking his head through it.
Got a couple of super chats there, Noel. Garby says it looks like Shoreditch 2021. Yeah, that's true. Noel, you got a couple of super chats. Don't know if you heard.
I like this because the aircraft hangars and the carriers and all that. I mean, it's just showing that Unit they're trying to make a big thing out of Unit.
Yeah. That's cool, though. Yay!
Brigadier.
It's weird to see him young for me, because I've always seen him like old. Like nothing against Courtney, but it's weird to see him like. How old do you think he was in this?
It's Colonel Lethbridge Stewart.
Colonel, there we go. Oh no.
Sorry about that. Just having I put the second episode on and it starts skipping. So I'm gonna need a timestamp now in a second. But we got two super chats, $2 each from the podcast with Ian Slater. The first one is, here's some cash, chat cash, brother. Good to see you. And the next one is, and as always, hello to the panel.
Hello, Ian.
Hello.
I need to work out how to wave on streams. There we go.
Sorry about that. As I said, I'm just trying to fix this. So hold on, see. Well, it's moving now. But could someone give me? It's Charlie. You give me a timestamp.
Yeah, because we're on the same.
Yeah.
6:38 now.
Okay. So
Yeah, that's what I've got as well.
So 6:50. Just by the time it loads.
Yeah, I think it's been. Has yours been a bit like that? Mine was.
Yeah, it never does this. This is why I'm
yeah, maybe it's just their servers or something.
Right, well, it's gonna go past 6:50 anyway at this rate.
Yeah, I don't think the boa looks good. Whoever said it in chat, I agree with you. Looks a bit.
Right, I'm on 7
OTT.
minutes now. Is that close enough?
7:25.
Yeah, exactly the same as me.
Right, 7:25. So by the time
Yeah.
I do it, if I do this, and then do that, hopefully, do this, do that. Come on, catch up, you bleeding stupid, bloody fucking internet thing. There, I might be a couple of seconds ahead of you, but I don't care. It's working.
That's better than the other way around.
Yeah, it's working. And if it pauses, then I might catch up. Right, back to it anyway. Yeah, because one is animation and then the other one isn't. So yeah, the other part isn't. Right, go on. Talk to you in a minute.
I do quite like how the Cybermen. It's a slow burn. Like if you listen to the voice with the machine in his office, you can get a hint of Cybertron, like Cybermen, but it's not obvious until obviously the reveal later on. So I like the fact that it's sort of in plain sight that they're the sort of big bad.
Must be destroyed.
It just sound a bit underwater.
It's like Larry the Lamb, Larry the Cyber Lamb.
I think that's a beautiful looking machine, though. So it's very well crafted, you can tell. The props department.
You tell it. Alcohol. Destroying it with logic.
Yeah, so it's basically the machine equivalent of the BBC complaints department.
Yeah.
Do you find it funny how they just sat there watching it, and then it comes to them? We should probably move. Like we should just sit here while we destroyed their machine.
Odd. Jamie, put that away.
It is sort of the equivalent of him having a new toy, isn't it? And he's just like the dad saying, "Put your Game Boy away for a bit." Like,
Put that sonic screwdriver away, Doctor. No, Jamie, no.
also, it's weird to see the brig in such a plain like uniform. For him, like this, it's very sort of simple, isn't it? It's just like, can I have it back, please?
Don't break it.
So really, it's like his new little toy, and he's just like, "Dad, don't break it."
There's a micro monolithic circuit in it.
Also, an impressive thing is a good chunk of this episode is them going back and forward from this place, and it works. Like, it doesn't feel like sort of, what word I'm trying to think of. Like, sometimes it can feel a bit tedious, can't it? If characters are going back and forward a lot. Garbage, it's not a skirt, it's a kilt. Jamie would have you for that. If you said that to his face. So, but those just opened those gates. Like, he didn't have to do anything to them. Sorry, Garbage, I can see what you're saying, chap. Oh, we have a question from Ian Slater. Question to the panel. What's your favourite Doctor? Is that a Doctor? What's your favourite Doctor and why? Okay, I'll start. I don't know if you can hear me. Ian knew who is Matt, and I made that quite obvious on the stream. I started with Eccleston, but I just fell in love with Matt's Doctor, and it was the sort of young man, very energetic, sort of flappy hands, sort of childish, but he had a very old soul. So I just really loved that about Matt's Doctor. Classic, I don't have one definitive one. I have a few, but Troughton is definitely up there. And then because I do listen to Big Finish, I quite like McGann. I've listened to quite a bit of his Big Finish stuff now. And I actually liked Peter Davidson and his television and his Big Finish work. So if it's classic, it sort of goes between those three. But I struggle to just pick on one. Whereas with New Who, it's pretty hands down, Matt.
Yeah, sorry, I had a fish and chips delivery. So,
Okay.
yeah, my favourite Doctor, obviously, as everyone will know, is Tom Baker as the Fourth Doctor. Favourite New Who Doctor, I'd have to say it's Peter Capaldi. Even though he had the worst stories, I think he was the best New Who Doctor. Matt Smith, I think, is a very close second there. I think it was really good. Yeah. I mean, Tom Baker, he's the definitive Doctor for me. He's the one I grew up with first. He was my first Doctor. Peter Davison was the one I grew up with most because I started watching it 79, I think. So that's my earliest memory of Doctor Who. Just as I got used to Tom, I had to have a PTSD with him going away, so being replaced by this fake.
This is very young-looking, handsome Peter Davidson, who's the exact opposite of Tom in every way, really.
Tom Baker scared the bejesus out of me, but I was compelled to watch because he was just so beguiling, you know, just so alien and interesting, you know, just piqued my interest.
Yeah, I always think, obviously, I think this isn't a hard and fast rule with Doctors, but I think if you've got that sort of eccentric look, it helps you a lot.
Mm.
Whether that's sort of Tom eccentric, or like, I think Matt's quite an odd looking person, and I think that helped a lot with his Doctor.
Definitely, 100%.
Because it's sort of, it's not just the acting alien. I think the Doctor at least has a bit of an alien look about them as well.
Definitely, 100% agree with that.
Because I like Tennant, and I had a lot of friends who were like Tennant fangirls.
Yeah.
But I was just like, he's all right.
Yeah.
I
mean, he's grown on me. I didn't like him very much at first, you know, to be honest. But you know, after doing a lot of these New Who rewatches, you know, it's been quite eye-opening to a lot of ways. I mean, I still think he was too earthy. I think Matt Smith was probably the most sort of alien.
Oh yeah.
You know, out of the New Who bunch. It's kind of why I had problems with Eccleston as well, because he was just too earthy.
I think the thing is with me, because obviously I hadn't watched and Eccleston was my first. I think it was, I didn't click with him like I said last night until Dalek, and I think that's more just. And I think definitely now watching that back, I appreciate. I've sort of done that with Eccleston actually more than Tennant. Appreciated his Doctor like years after the fact, and I think that's because. Oh, I'll carry on that thought once we get to the next episode.
Yeah.
It has to load because it is being slow tonight, this website.
Yeah, it is rather slow, actually. It's never that slow.
Today,
it's always
fine.
on. Yeah, there's something wrong. Maybe it's because the two of us are watching at the same time. I don't know.
No, we did that last week. It was
Yeah,
fine.
I don't know, man. Right, well, I'm ready. Are you ready? Did you
Yeah.
get it?
Oh, no.
Right, mine's loading up anyway, so that's good. So it's ready to go. If everybody's ready in the chat, please press 1. As we said, we're going to fly through these as much as we can, but it's a good story. I don't want to wait anyway, you know? So,
Yeah, we're all being pretty quiet, which is a good sign.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good story.
Yeah, it is. So, but if you do have anything to add, you know, use ourselves, you can always jump in there and give you my opinion. But it is when there's a good story and everybody is hardly talking, even in the chat, then you know it's a good story. Yeah,
Can I just say that I've never had curry sauce with chips before?
Yeah, it's nice. It actually is. Yeah, with chipper chips. Yeah, it's actually nice. It is. Do you know what you should do actually in Ireland? It's a thing, right? It might sound disgusting, but it's lovely. Get a normal chipper sausage or get a couple of sausages, get chips and pour curry sauce over the whole lot and eat it. It's fucking gorgeous. Oh, seriously, there's nothing better. Nothing better. Nothing better. Right, we don't want to hear you eating though. Right, so you can pause yourself there or mute yourself there. Right, Charlotte, go for it.
Yep. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Go.
So carrying my thought about Eccleston, I think the reason why I've appreciated his Doctor more is when I was younger, I didn't sort of get the PTSD angle because I was younger when I was watching him, and now watching him back, I think Russell did a very clever and very sort of interesting thing with his Doctor to make him have that and to sort of subtly show it, don't shout about it.
Yeah.
Because if you talk to anybody who's been in war, any soldiers or anything like that, a lot of them, that's how they deal with it. They sort of don't talk about it. They sort of put it in a box in their head. So I think him showing Eccleston like that was very true to what a lot of people experience who have been in war.
I remember seeing the photo shoots of Eccleston in the leather jacket and the short hair, and I thought, this isn't his costume. This is just going to be a, you know, it was just a photo shoot.
A stand-in.
Standing by a fan-built TARDIS prop, and I thought that can't be the TARDIS because it looks too fan-built. And when I saw it was going to be the one that they were going to use in the series, I was very disappointed. You see, I thought they would have a kind of sort of Edwardian costume like what's went before and that. And
but to be fair,
I was actually hoping regeneration of Paul McGann into Christopher Eccleston, and it didn't happen.
Yeah, I think that was, without sounding like a bit selfish, I think that was basically done for like people like me who were just sort of watching it without any background, who hadn't watched Classic, who just saw like this new show, thought, oh, I'll give it a go. Because I'll tell you now, I probably would have been very confused if I would have seen Paul McGann, because I would have been like, who's this? Because if you think about, McGann's only really got the sort of credit he's had, I would say, in the last 10 years. I think before that, he was treated as sort of this oddity, if that makes sense. It's only really since his Big Finish stuff has really started to kick off. And honestly,
and bearing in mind as well that Paul McGann, you know, is in his own right a big actor, you know, as big as Eccleston anyway, and just to turn up for a regeneration scene, I think would have been a bit much for him.
Yeah, especially with how he was promised the series and he didn't get it even. So he's had a. But I honestly think a lot of the sort of.
I think they should have started with him. I think that would have been good, you know, even if it was for one series as well, you know, to start off with the Eighth Doctor.
Yeah.
Oh, I just love that moment with Jamie. She's just smirking at him like, you hit me in the head. I'm gonna hate you now for the rest of
But
the
if they
story.
started off with the Eighth Doctor, they should have gave him the kind of more modern look rather than the old fashioned look. And I think McGann would have done it. I think McGann would have held the audience. I think he would have been popular.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, I just look at, and I think this is what sort of gave him that credit was Night of the Doctor,
Yeah.
because Moffat didn't. I agree with people who say he should have been in the 50th, but
Yeah.
just the fact that he got that minisode, I think for a lot of fans, almost authenticated him. If that makes sense, who weren't obviously big Finnish fans, who just had maybe seen the movie once and didn't like it.
I think it really goes to show, they screwed the pooch. They should have had him in the 50th, but it does show his popularity.
Yeah. Just I remember that night because, like I said, I just was like, "What? They've done a minisode?" And I watched it, and I was like, "Why have I not seen any more of this Doctor?" Like, I love him already after 6 minutes, wasn't it? And I was just like, I'm sort of still holding out a little hope for the 60th and McGann. Just for him to have something to do in it, I'm still holding out a little bit of hope. Because he's literally the only classic Doctor I know. Sorry, classic Doctor who I think now could still do it. Like, looks-wise and sort of how
I don't think we've seen the last of him yet, I think.
Well, I think we're more likely to get him in the 60th than anything else if we get him. So I don't think they're going to give him any sort of spin-off or a show or anything.
This might sound a bit controversial, but when I saw Sylvester McCoy in the Blu-ray clips, when he didn't put his costume back on for the Blu-ray clips, I thought he was really good. I thought, yeah, he's still the Doctor. I mean, they could dye his hair again, and I mean, he could actually fit back into that.
Well, you could always, do like kind of like what they did the Time Crash thing,
Yeah.
Explain it away.
Yeah.
Or have him in his older costume from the movie, with the less fussy costume.
Or just, which is my thing is Valeyard. I just think McGann being a Valeyard would be amazing. I think he could pull Dark off. I think it would make sense for the Valeyard to use that face, considering all the stuff that Doctor's gone through. I think it would work, and it would be a nice way to get an actor back without having to do such a overcomplicated explanation.
I thought that, say, Sasha's master in series 12, I thought he was actually the Valeyard.
Well, he acts more Valeyard, I would say, than Master.
Yeah.
And I really loved, because I watched Spyfall, and I really actually liked him in that because his master was subdued.
Yeah.
And that scene when he's a hologram, I actually was like, wow, this is a really good scene, like acting and actually writing for once. And then I saw clips of what they did to him by the end, and I was just like, oh, he's gone now as I've said before, Tasmanian Devil. Why do you let him go this crazy this early on? I think a few people have said meddling monk as well. He would have been a good meddling monk, and I agree with that.
I think if Timothy Spall, I think he would be a great meddling monk. If he's still in the acting.
Tell me what he's been in.
He's dead, I think.
Is he?
I think so.
I thought he was still alive.
Let me check. I don't want to say that and then
yeah, I guess they Google.
Maybe I'm confusing. I mean, I remember him from
no, he's alive. 64.
Yeah. Oh, he's lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
What's he been in? I know that name, but I'm terrible. Tell me stuff he's been in.
Wie gesagt, Pet.
Oh, was he in Harry Potter? Was that the guy with Peter Pettigrew? Yeah. Yes, he'll be a good meddling monk. I agree.
Sorry, I have to remember like your generation. That's me referencing 80s TV.
So I know there's some of the stuff is issues, like rights issues, why we haven't had certain characters come back yet. But if there isn't a rights issue, I just don't understand why we haven't had like certain characters just for a series. They don't have to be like returning all the time. Because you see, I thought the Rani was one where there wasn't rights issues. I know.
I think it was rights because Pip and Jane Baker, they owned the character, the Rani.
Yeah, see, I thought Rani was alright because I heard Omega's tied up in rights, and that's why we probably won't get Omega back at any point.
And it's the same with K9 as well.
Yeah, but they seem to be able to still use K9, don't they?
Yeah.
I think that's a bit more of a simple one of if they give the money to, I can't think of the names, it's two blokes, isn't it, who sort of have the rights to K9.
Yeah. And Victor Pemberton owns the Sonic Screwdriver, but he forgot. I don't think he copyrighted it. It's
no, I was going to say he'd be a very rich man if he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, K9's owned by Bob Baker and Dave Martin.
Yeah, that's right.
So I think they just have to sort of ask and pay those two. And they
I mean, they love K9 so much that they take any opportunity to get
that's what I mean. Those two, I think, are going to would be easy to just have him be in an episode. Yeah, I'm sort of getting a bit like that with Valeyard returning, but from what I've heard, that's one that they don't have the rights issue with. So I'm like, come on, Beeb, we need Valeyard.
We keep hearing these rumors. Again, the Omega rumors returned.
Yeah, but that I don't think that's going to happen because I remember reading a few comments and people were saying, "Oh, that's tied up in like rights."
Yeah, but they've done a few Omega things with Big Finish, so I can't imagine that it wouldn't return to BBC. I don't know.
Yeah,
I was listening to the Omega Big Finish just last night, funnily enough.
Oh, I've listened. Yes, I've heard that one. It's a bit of a confusing one, isn't it? First listen.
Yeah, well, I mean, because you're led along, aren't you? And then it's not actually who you think it is, and
But if they bring back the Valeyard, they've got to have Michael Jaston because I mean he's getting older, and they don't want to miss up that opportunity.
Well, I think they screwed the pooch on that anyway because of the Well, a number of reasons. I mean, first of all, thanks to R2D and Moffat, they screwed up the regenerations numbers.
Yeah.
And obviously now we've got the timeless idiot thing, which, you know, makes the whole regeneration limit completely meaningless. So the Valiant shouldn't even exist.
Well, they could just have him as, they could just say he's just a future incarnation and just not even mention the numbers. That's probably how they'd get around it.
Yeah, but, you know, I mean, you could probably get away with that back in the day before VHS came out. But I think now it's a bit... You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
and it was
already...
originally intended for the Master to be the Doctor's darker side before Delgado had died. And it was going to be revealed that he was a part of the Doctor's ego and ID thing.
I thought he was going to be revealed as his brother.
No. Well,
that
was
the final game, wasn't
speculation.
That was the final game.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Where they were supposed to turn out to be his brother.
Yeah. Well, I suppose it is his brother now, or hers, or whatever. The younger brother.
I prefer them as friends, you know, from the academy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I prefer just sort of, they were friends and then they just went on like
two different
paths.
courses.
Yeah.
One went good, one went mental.
Yeah. Basically.
I like the way RTD done that with the time vortex, the Master in front of the time vortex, and he went crazy.
The schism, yeah.
Yeah.
Take them away, Bagan.
Yeah, and Jamie's like, I want to punch you so much right now. Like, you touch me again.
Yeah, Jamie, you know, I've always been rather scared of lifts.
And Jamie's like, what are you going on about? But this is what shows how good these two are as a pairing, is that they don't even, like, they've got to a point now where it's like silent communication. That Jamie just knows when he needs to go and do stuff without the Doctor even really giving him a hint.
I love the way they cling to each other in the lift.
I was going to say that if modern day, that is like shipping material.
Yeah.
101.
They ship them
it's
anyway,
really like you know, the cartoons and all that. You know how they kind of hug each other when there's something wrong or something like that.
To be fairly, and I'll say this, I think I like I said before, I know what shipping's like, and I know fan fiction. I think for once there's a little stuff that I think they are. It's a bromance. It's brothers. It's very much in that.
There's a difference between bromance and romance.
Oh yeah, but I think you don't need a lot nowadays, and people just cling on to the slightest little thing. Yeah, Packer's outsmarted a lot in this, Rob. And I think that's clever. I like that in these episodes, how you sort of see him gradually lose confidence in the leader, and then the leader's like just seeing him as like a buffoon by the end.
Move!
Yeah, it's like talk about cartoons.
He went 100% Welsh there.
Sound like somebody kicked him in not a very good spot for blokes. Let's just put it that way.
I can't even go that high.
I don't think even my cat can meow that high nowadays.
Yeah, those lift chains don't look remotely thick enough. I mean, that's what you tie your bicycle up with, right? How splendid.
Oh, splendid, Packer.
Yeah.
There you go, Lee. A bit of leg action for us.
Yeah. Bit of tilt action. Greetings to Gregory de Graaf
Hello, Gregory.
from Amsterdam. Do love the Dutch, I have to say. One of the most beautiful countries in the whole of the EU, frankly.
To be fair, Packer has a point when he says, like, near the end of this, you had so many opportunities to kill them, and you just didn't. Like, all the stuff that's going wrong, it's really your fault. You could have just let me kill them.
Right. God, I want his shirt. I love that double button.
I don't know. Somebody said in the chat, is Jamie longest running? I don't know. Wouldn't Tom's companions be longer running than Jamie's?
I think Jamie was up there. I think Tegan was quite a long-serving companion as well. Who else?
Well, Sarah Jane was. She did how many series of Pertwee?
Sarah Jane, she did 4 series, I think, didn't she?
Yeah, so that beats Jamie by 1. I'm trying to think. There'll be a few others I think who beat Jamie just because.
But I think they had more episodes.
3.
They had more episodes with Troughton's era.
Yes, that's true. So he probably does beat quite a few of them just on.
Yeah, probably
episodes.
less seasons, but more episodes.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, Troughton had some pretty long, didn't they? Like, we're joking, this is 8 parts. And by, like, Tom, I think they were starting to realise don't do massively long part episodes.
I think after, I think Genesis was the last large part of it. Although, Invasion of Time, that was 6 parts, wasn't it?
That's what I mean. I think pretty much it became, if they were going to do a long one, it was going to be 6.
Yeah.
I think Troughton was when they were still doing 8s and like more than 6, but otherwise they sort of stopped doing that, didn't they? Oh, that's a good point. Jamie was the only companion who lasted from the start of a Doctor to the end of a Doctor as well. That's why I don't know if you guys have seen the interview. It's like, no, it's not an interview. It's like a fan panel, and I don't know how it got arranged, but it's Fraser and Peter Davidson on a panel together, and he sort of said, like, when people were saying about him going and how was it, he sort of said we didn't have to rehearse any of that sort of feelings because we would have stayed, like we were happy to, but basically he said his agent was the one who said, oh, you've done 3 years, that's long enough. You need to get on to other shows now. And he said, if I would have stayed, he was basically saying, which got me thinking, I was like, Jamie and the 3rd Doctor, that would be odd. Could you picture that?
Yeah, I think that would work.
Jamie
did 117 episodes. There you go.
Yeah, because I can picture Jamie. Oh, this is what's Katie? Joe. I can picture Pertwee, Jamie, and Joe.
Yeah. Do you think Jamie would get on the 3rd Doctor's nerves?
I think to begin with, there would be a little bit of, because like I said, Jamie, it's why I love him. He has no filter. He just does what he wants and doesn't care. And Pertwee's quite prim and proper, isn't he? His doctor.
Oh no, what's under the sheet?
Right, if everybody needs to take a 2-minute break, please do, because we're going to start in 2 minutes' time. That'll give me and Charlotte's the yoke time to fucking load properly.
Yeah.
For some weird reason, it's acting the maggot today.
Yeah, here's a fun question then. Which companions from one doctor do you think would best transition to another doctor? Could we think of any others?
Well, we know that Susan works quite well with the Eighth Doctor if you listen to Big Finish.
Yes. I've not gotten to listen to, but I've heard they're very good.
Yeah. That's a tough one, isn't it?
Yeah, because in Classic they sort of stuck to the doctors, didn't they? They didn't really. Like Sarah was the exception. Really, I think.
Says Perry and Jodie.
Oh God.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I love you. Super Doctor's just very quietly like, oh
no.
Just for the
there's so
cat
many.
fight.
That's the thing, isn't it?
Just for the cat fights, Tegan and Jodie. That'd be entertaining.
Tegan and
no.
Hartnell, because they can be grumpy moany holes together.
Yeah, I suppose we could. But she might then
we
corrupt poor
should
Susan.
put Turlo with Jodie, because then he might try and
Yeah.
assassinate her.
But let's try and think of some more serious ones.
Sylvester McCoy and Rose would be a laugh, says Jack.
Yeah, actually, no, I can see that happening. I'm trying to think of them more modern with Classic. Catherine Tate and Troughton.
Oh, I was just thinking along those lines.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
That'd be so funny. Or her with the Sixth Doctor. God, can you imagine? She wouldn't take any of that nonsense.
Oh, she would be the perfect companion for the Sixth Doctor, because she would put him in his place.
Pertwee and Nyssa, I think, two very scientific-y.
Yeah, that would work.
Yeah.
Who would I put him with? Actually, Martha. I could see Martha and Peter Davidson.
Yeah, I can see that. What about Tom? Who would we put with Tom?
Bill.
That would be interesting. Yeah. Oh, good.
It's sort of like the teacher thing a little bit, and the sort of sort of her wide-eyed innocence. I could see going with Tom's sort of craziness.
Yeah, because I mean they're quite sarcastic, aren't they? So, Martha and the Eighth Doctor would be good, says Jack again.
Yeah.
Right, are we ready?
Buyers, press 1 in the chat if you're ready, please.
Please do. So we can get going. We're only halfway there, lads. Come on.
No.
So I'll stay for as long as my battery lets me.
Oh. Well, make sure you give us your score before you get.
Yeah, and I'll put it in the private chat in a bit what my story is that I've picked.
Okay.
Right. Well, we've got ones in the. Go ahead there, Charlotte.
Yep. Are we good? Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Go.
Sounds French.
Go.
It's from everywhere.
Bum bum ba 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 bum ba 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 bum ba 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 bum.
Oh, I'm trying to imagine a third Doctor and River. That would be interesting, actually.
The Third Doctor and who?
And River.
Who?
River.
Visa.
River song.
Oh,
I
River.
can't-
Oh, God, sorry. Yeah, I got the music over your voice.
But the problem is, in Big Finish, they're putting her with every Doctor going.
I know. I just
Sort of-
think,
I don't like to think of her for this sort of thing.
Put her with the First Doctor. That just becomes uncomfortable for me.
Oh God, I think I'm with you with like the beginning. I really liked her character. I still think Alex Kingston's a really good actress, and I love her.
Oh yeah.
But it's just by the end, I just wanted River to go away.
Oh, it's just all that uber feminist.
Yeah, she just became like her and Clara were like the ultimate like go like ruined the show for me in that period.
Oh, Babette's in the chat. Hello, Babette, my dear.
Hello, lovely.
Carlton's era was riddled with foam, used as a principal effect in all the stories because the BBC had freshly purchased an industrial foam machine. Brilliant. See Fear of the Deep for more information.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Jack.
Yeah,
just
that
refresh my
line.
memory there.
That
What is that? Are
line.
you thinking? Stop it! You're a man. It's
Yeah,
weird.
it was just so in your face with her.
I know that really grates me.
Like I said, you had the combination of Clara, like by the end, and she was also.
And you know that line that the doctor that shall not be named.
Yeah.
That isn't really the doctor. When she did that, I've had an upgrade. She wasn't the first to say that. It was Missy who actually said that first. So even then, they're sort of copying,
Well, here's the thing: Missy was the test. Like now we can blatantly see Missy was the test. But what they didn't understand was a side character, not side. That's a bit unfair. Like a villain or like basically any other character that isn't your main character, you can do those sort of risky moves with. And they didn't understand that. They just thought, oh, people love Missy, so we can do what they then did. And it's like, nah, not the same.
Oh, Babette says, I did voice work for the sequel to Enemy of the World. Nice. Put it, we can't put a link. Well, tell us where we can find that. That'd be interesting.
Yes, because if that's a fan stuff, I'd like to listen. I do like the fan stuff.
Hamdoni says, love that. I'm in Harry Potter. I was in Harry Potter as well. Funny. What were you in Harry Potter? Were you an extra or in the film or a star? And maybe you were like one of the big stars coming in.
Maybe you were like one of the students you've seen like one of the movies and then you forget about them.
I was a wizard parent on platform 9 3/4. You can see, I'm one of the last faces you see as it fades to black. One of my claims to fame.
One of your many claims to fame.
Well, barely.
Oh, did you see, by the way, the live stream which you did with me and Daniel is apparently the second most viewed on his channel.
I know. Crazy people out there want to listen to me babbling on.
I know.
Order of the Phoenix. I was an extra in the train station. Well, I was in the Deathly Hallows Part 2 on the platform 9 3/4. So I was an extra on that. And as it fades to black, there's the main cast and me. That's hilarious.
Yeah, so back to this second most viewed stream that everybody keeps banging on about. Just to let you know, like when I come on, we won't have the second most viewed
it's going to be a competition.
Yeah, but half
now.
those will be hate views.
At the end of the day, it's down to Daniel and you, Charlotte, in fairness. Lee will admit this as well. It's the hard work that you've been putting in and it's actually paying off. But I do want to congratulate Lee on getting the second most popular stream. But when I come on, that will change. You
Yeah,
know.
you'll get, yeah, but half those views will be hate views, Noel. So
It doesn't matter if they're hate views.
And you don't think you get hate views?
no, I get love views. That's what.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
come on.
I know he lives in a little delusional world there where he thinks everything is unicorns and rose petals and everybody is lovely. Nah, he knows what the real world's like. Yeah. Nah, but all joking aside, well done to the two of yous and
Brilliant. Yeah.
well done to Lee as well for being part of that strip. Even though
Well,
it's sick.
to be fair, I've gained basically an adopted brother now in Daniel's, and that was because we were chatting in the chat. So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yous are doing great. Have to be honest. So keep it up. Keep doing what yous are doing, and hopefully we'll be able to help yous in some way get the channel.
we're getting there.
Yous are getting there, but yeah. But look, yous are getting there. But yous are putting out some great content. So you know, just keep doing it. Just keep doing it. Yous are doing great. Don't bring Lee on anymore though now, right? That's it. I can't have him bragging about having the second.
Well, he's going to have to come on to promote his
he came on to promote his single, was it?
Well,
so
but he'll have something else to promote in the future, and he's already said to Daniel he'll come on and do a bit of promotion for that.
What, you've got something else to promote? What's this? Hang on.
No.
No. Why am I being the last one to find out all of this shit when I used to be the first?
Look. This is the first time I'm hearing about it, so I don't know what's supposed to be promoted.
Okay. Right. Well, I did give him an idea for a sequel to his song, by the way. Not saying nothing, but obviously it has to come naturally, but I've planted the seed. So hopefully,
is it because do you want a remix, Noel? Is that what you're angling for?
No, I want a Doctor Who version, slagging off you know who.
Oh.
Yeah, slagging off all the J-bots. He could do one, you know? If we're going to piss them off, we might as well piss them off and have a laugh while doing it. I'm only messing. I told him, though, he could do a Chibnall kind of style thing, slagging chibbies off and, you know, Doctor Who, Jodie Whittaker, you know? I'm pretty sure he could come up with something.
Oh, Hamdoni says, Noel, I was watching a tier list ranking for a laugh just now, and there was a bloke moaning that you blocked him or something. Kind of life these people.
Yeah, just a bit.
Yeah, they always do these little jokes and throw them up on Twitter as if I'm insulted that I come last or I'm called a toxic streamer. Who gives a crap? That crap used to bother me in the early days. Don't care anymore. Let them do what they want, to be honest. And yeah, I have blocked a lot of people. I've blocked assholes. I don't like assholes, so I block them. Simple as that.
It's better than put up that nonsense. Interacting. Just life's too short.
That's it. Got better things to be done. They want to waste their time bringing me down. Let them. I'm laughing. Right, back to Doctor Who. Talk to us in a minute.
Also, like, Pertwee gets like known as like the action doctor, doesn't he? Like the vehicle doctor. Troughton had a lot of also like vehicles and sort of action stuff in his episodes.
A lot of helicopters in his
stories. That's what makes me laugh. Like Pertwee gets, and it's well due because I know Pertwee loved his vehicles and he really liked it when they let him play. But I was thinking this recently. I was like, Troughton also has a lot of like that similar type of stuff. So it was almost like they were like having a go with Troughton and then they perfected it with Pertwee. See, this is a shame that this episode was lost just for this scene. I would have loved to have seen how they would have done this with like the equipment and how considering this was early Hugh and this is quite a action heavy scene. I'm a bit amused like, oh, this would have been fun to see how they actually did it.
You see that bit where he was running there and he leapt, and that was taken from that scene where he was running away, isn't it?
Yes, later on you get the clip.
Yeah.
That's also been a fun thing for me actually watching Classic.
Yeah.
Seeing these sort of which episodes certain scenes that I've seen just by like compilations and whenever they talk about the classic Doctors, they tend to have like 5 or 10 scenes they always show. And with Troughton, him being shot at and running away and jumping is one they always show. I also watching this, I was like, Jamie's gonna get shot, isn't he? Or something's gonna happen to Jamie. Because it's always him, and he's last on the ladder, and I'm like, oh, I know what's gonna happen now. I was surprised he didn't get any injury.
Okay.
And yes, they would have made good stormtroopers. Kung, who said that in the chat.
He's very shouty.
Yeah, but I think that's but clever writing though, because you gradually see him lose control, don't you? It's like
although he's been pretty shouty from about episode 2 on.
Yeah, and it's just sort of he's so proud and like I'm in control and everything's lower than me, and then you just see this character just get more and more angry, and it's a clever little, I think, sign to show. Yeah, that he's losing control. And that's what the Cybermen sort of see, and that's why they don't trust him, and then he doesn't trust them back. So I like that. You sort of have this uneasy alliance.
I wonder what Packer's packing.
Yeah. Down boy.
Yep. She's got a Karen haircut there.
Oh no, it's not quite Karen.
Nearly. The wedge.
Yeah, but it's at least it looks a little bit feminine.
Yeah. Slightly asymmetrical. I'd love a rotary phone with a video screen like that. That would be amazing.
I'm amazed we haven't got those yet, actually.
I want one.
Because in like all the shows of this time, that was our future, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And they've got
Who was
some
robbed?
stuff right.
Yeah. Any good Doctor Who jokes? No, they're pretty bad, especially the knock knock one.
I think honestly, it's just more stuff that people. Sorry, Doctor Who fans just make better jokes about what's happened in the show. I mean, in general, just like we could have more jokes just to do with silly monsters or stuff like that.
Disaster has got the punchline right there.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why I said in general.
Yeah.
Because to be fair, there was plenty of jokes before. I mean, we were talking about the Paradigm Daleks on Friday. Like they were pretty much laughed out of the
United
show.
Colours of Daleks, yeah.
Yeah, like Teletubbies, all those jokes.
I thought the Peridium Daleks just looked too plastic, like car bumpers as well, and you know they just look ridiculous.
Mm.
For me, it was the size of them. You can do like bigger Daleks, but I just think they were too chunky.
They could have repainted the bronze Daleks or done something with the bronze Daleks and raised the base or something like that.
Made them bigger, black.
Yeah.
All black, you know. Just...
I do think though that episode, it's a Gatiss one, isn't it? And it's like one of his. It's not brilliant, but it's not good type of episodes.
Okay.
Like there's good moments in it, but I think general it's a bit of a dud, that episode.
Yeah. Very, very little guys. Of course, to worry about your knees. I wonder if Jamie worries about his knees.
Well, he's a Scotsman. I think they've sort of evolved out of thinking that with kilts.
Yeah, well, you know, no protection for their knees with those kilts.
No, so that's what I mean. Like evolutionary, they've just all developed very sturdy knees.
I bet the wealth of knowledge there is Tobias Vaughan coupled with Unit foreshadowed the James Bond Doomwatch aesthetic that was to come with Pertwee Zero. I completely concur with that.
Yeah, I was watching that. I was thinking a little bit of, this makes me think of Proto Pertwee.
I really think this proves how very popular Unit was, you know, before Pertwee came along.
I think why Unit works so well is how many times in other shows where it's a bit fantastical, you do have that question, don't you? Like, where's the army? Like, why is it this special group that can only fight and save the day?
Mm.
And like in Doctor Who, they thought of that and they were like, well, the Doctor can't always be around. These weird things keep happening.
Mm.
So there would be a response. And that's what Unit is.
I think we know, you know, that there are special task force for these sort of things. I mean, you know, the CIA and all that release things on these things. You know. MI5 and all that. You have to bear in mind, back in these days, things like that weren't even public knowledge,
Oh yeah, because haven't Doctor Who got in trouble a few times for like being too close to like certain things with Unit and like stuff that the MI6 or whatever is have basically told them, can you not have that please in the show?
Gregory DeGraff, no. This is the classic Who, and we don't want to remotely touch really on what's currently going on as much as we can. I love the music in this.
It sort of tells you that something's about to happen, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's got that kind of spy thriller feel to it.
Yeah. But this is a bit Frankenstein-y. Just like the way it's shot and the sort of theme of the sewers, I think, and having them put in the sewers.
Jamie's face. Da, da, da. A glorious Cyberman.
It is a bit freaky how it pulses.
Yeah,
It also has that
unlike
imitation.
Earthshock, where they had them in these kind of plastic film. It was like a plastic bag kind of thing. The Cybermen were kind of dressed in, and when they were breaking out, they had to break out these plastic bags. And I think there was an outcry about that.
Mary
Why?
Whitehouse again.
Yeah,
oh,
probably.
her brigade, got you.
Yeah, what was it? The Festival of Lights, whatever they call themselves.
Right, I'm ready to go, Charlotte, if you don't mind. Is everybody in the chat ready to go? Please press 1. Please press 1. 1. And please, if you could do us a favor and keep the chat to classic Who, please. I don't really want to like talk about Whittaker Zero when we're doing classic Who. So like,
we want to celebrate the classic.
Yeah. I mean, when we do a new Who watch along, because it's new Who, you can talk bloody as much new Who as you want, including Chibnall, but just not during the classic. I'm sick of hearing the same thing over and over and over again. Right, so just please keep it to classic Who, or remove comments, because I don't want to hear that Jodie is the worst doctor in the world or Chris Chibnall's a hack. We know already. We don't need to keep hearing that. Okay, Charlotte, go on, do your countdown there. Are you ready? Actually, mine has been a bit slow.
8-Bit Sync Boy says he's just changing DVDs.
Yeah, I was gonna say, give him like 1 minute.
And welcome, Dave. Good to see you.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, and we get to see the big reveal and the real footage too.
To be fair, most of this is there's only 2, isn't there, that's animated?
Yeah, I think that's right.
I'm surprised. I thought there would have been more because it's just 8 parts. So I was quite surprised that most of this is real episode, at least.
Yeah.
Right, let us know when you're ready in the chat and we'll start.
Yep, I'm ready.
Oh, Rob's got a problem, but he says go ahead. So just waiting on 8-Bit Sync Boy.
I think he said he was just changing his DVDs. So.
Yeah. Are we ready?
Well, I think if we have time to type something, I think we're well ready.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So,
countdown.
Charlie, go for it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Go. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Diggity dig, 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 diggy, diggity dig, diggity dig. Do be do.
Yeah, can somebody explain to me then how's it's who wrote this episode? Because it says by a name from a story. So did somebody have the
Chip
idea
Pedler.
for this? Yeah, so did they have the original idea and that's what then they wrote the actual script on?
Yeah, it was
See, the
the
expression on Jamie's
Cybermen were
face.
created by Jerry Davis and Kit Pedler for the 10th Planet.
The expression on Jamie's face was completely different to the animated version.
Yes.
Yeah.
He looked like he was really happy and excited. Now he's just like, I'm really worried.
Yeah, Jamie, I can see him doing both. Because I think he's a bit of an adrenaline junkie. He likes the adventure, but then now and again he is sort of the voice of reason. A little bit.
He's a warrior, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh, and these two. I did find these quite cute.
Aw. That'd be nice.
Yes, I'm afraid it's true, Zoe. Though from another world.
Inhuman
killers.
Yeah, not happy. It was quite clever, really, to call it the invasion and hide that it was a Cyberman story.
Yeah.
If it was nowadays, during RTD's era, Moffat's era, it'd be like, oh yeah, the Cybermen in this.
Yeah. Before we even see the title, there would have been like a leaked set shot. I think that's why you couldn't do the classic format nowadays as well. Like you could do in this time period these 6 or 8 parts, having one a week, just with no information. But now it would just get ruined. Like they wouldn't be able to keep anything secret.
Well, bearing in mind they this is where they filmed the Cybermen in central London.
Yeah, those. It's sort of funny how last week we had the Daleks in London with sort of those iconic shots, and in this story you've got the Cybermen in London with sort of their iconic.
Why I chose it, yeah.
Yeah. And this is another thing I quite like in this story. It sort of shows the red tape aspect of like UNIT have power, but they can't do anything, and like that they have that whole thing of having to have photos, having to have proof. So it's like this mighty big military group, and they've had experiences and they talk about that, but we can't make other people act because they haven't seen anything. So it's that theme of having, how do you get around these things? How do you work around the fact that...
I mean, you got the whole bureaucracy against you.
The bureaucracy aspect.
Oh, hello, Third Doctor in the chat.
Oh, hello, mate. Good to see you.
He's still banned off of Twitter.
Oh yeah, let's. Oh, that's an interesting idea. 8-bit. What do you guys think? Classic Q serial format works really well and would probably be better for modern day streaming. I don't know if it would work for streaming though, because that's the whole point, that it was weekly and it was like, here's your cliffhanger, find out what happened next week. Whereas streaming's like binge model, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I prefer the serializations, of different stories within a season. I much preferred that.
I suppose though, if they basically did just dropping it weekly, because I know some streaming now are doing that.
I think if they'd focus more on the stories, and you see a lot of TV shows in America which have like 18, 20 odd bloody episodes in a season anyway. But the reason why they opted not to do the serialized stories, not only did they shorten the episode count per season by half, in keeping with British sort of series standards, but because they thought the Americans wouldn't understand it. I just think that was just...
Yeah, and they have like so many, like a season is like 20, like you said, plus episodes.
Yeah, I mean, even science fiction-y shows, Admittedly, it's shows like CW bloody Batwoman, but
No, but that's why sometimes if people recommend to me like American stuff and I see it's got like more than 2 seasons, I'm like, I'm not going to be able to catch up. It takes me forever to watch stuff, even when it's a binge model it's supposed to be.
Still think you should watch Blake 7.
If it's right, I love you guys, but you've all given me so much stuff now to watch.
Well,
Like,
Daniel's managed to watch the new, well, I say new, but the end of the last Battlestar Galactica reboot, which is good to hear. Fantastic
oh, he's been loving that, yeah, which is nice to hear him so excited and happy.
Yeah, it was so good. Yeah, Kyung says, I second Blake 7. There you go.
It's like, I literally, do you know when I started watching this today? Because it's like, it's 8 parts. If you started watching this?
If you love Classic Coup, you'll love Blake 7. It's as simple as that. Very much in a similar vein. No, you've got a super chat.
Quite a bit of money.
Super chat.
I feel like we should, like, obviously it comes on screen, but we need some sort of alert on screen for Noel. Yeah.
It's grand. I could see it. It's a £20 super chat, but it's blank. It's blank. He hasn't said anything. So, do you know what? It's only fair that I put up his bloody comment that he actually did write something on. So, Digby Strawbridge with a £20 super chat. There was nothing there, but he did write a comment, so I'll read it out. And it says, evening, folks. Sorry to be tardy. Hail to the panel and all in the chat. Yes, sorry, Sarah. You must watch Blake 7.
Yeah,
it's a revelation. I agree. You have to watch Blake 7.
Yes, you do know.
No, not this weekend.
No.
But yeah, I do plan on getting back at doing that with you lads, because I do miss that. So we'll organise when everybody's back, because some people are back in work late.
Yeah.
So we have to time it when everybody is together, and yeah, we'll finish that. But Charlie, you do have to watch it. It's worth watching, and some of it is on YouTube, so you have no excuse.
I know, but it's just like my list of stuff.
I know. But She does have a list, lads, so give it a break.
Yeah, I
picking
make
on
it a
Charlotte.
priority.
Stop
Priority.
picking on her, right? Leave her alone. She
Do it, damn
chooses
it.
to watch whatever she wants to watch, but I'm sticking that £20 super chat back up again. There you go, Digby. Thank you.
Thank
Appreciate
you,
your
Digby.
comment too as well, and welcome.
Thank you, Digby.
The only reason why I'm kind of not talking much, lads, because I'm on the Chromebook watching this at the same time, and unfortunately the sound does come through,
Yeah.
which is ridiculous. Because if it didn't, trust me, I'd be talking a lot more. Because you know me, I can't shut up.
I think Garby
it's
says,
better.
watch Terrorhawks before Blake 7.
Oh, God.
I used to have the Terrorhawks toys back in the day. Made of die-cast metal. They were great.
Yeah, no, I need to
Had
get.
any Terrorhawks toys? Never.
Hmm?
I never had any of them.
Oh, they were great. They were really top quality, like die-cast heavy model ships, you know, and they were great. They were fantastic. Really good.
Thanks, 8-bit.
No, I'm sorry. Blake 7 comes before life.
Well, Lee, we've had this conversation. I have a thing called work.
Oh, just quit and watch Blake 7.
Oh, it's so easy for you to say that. So I need to get back into listening to Big Finish. I've had a massive break just because of everything getting in the way.
Oh, and you should watch The Prisoner as well. That's another good
I'm convinced Daniel's going to come up with a stream just to make me watch a load of these things.
I'll have a word in his ear.
Be like, Charlotte, we watches for the first, you know. See, this does show though how clever he is. He's like working with them and working on a sort of weakness and a way to destroy them.
Mm.
You don't see much of that sort of foresight sometimes in these sort of villain characters.
Yes, very true.
And in a minute, this, I think, is a brilliant proof as to why Cybermen need to sound at least a little bit human. They can't just sound like robots.
Yeah.
Because you don't get effects like this. Because it gets you because you can hear the human in pain, like underneath all the robotics. So when they become a bit too roboty, you sort of lose that. And I think you need to be reminded that Cybermen were human. And like this is a future possibly that we could create for ourselves.
Yeah.
Scared Cyberman. Twice as much power. Good. What a lovely chap.
Oh, here's going to be a bit of a moment that I was like, God, if certain people watch this scene nowadays, they'd go ballistic.
Yeah.
But like, the brig is proven right. Like, she has a little moment with him, and then they sort of prove in the script, yeah, the brig was right.
Yeah.
Even she admits that.
Mansplaining.
Yeah.
well, what the Brigadier is trying to say, he's trying to be protective of her, and then she turns it all around, and you know what happens.
But you've got to remember, at the end of the day, the brig is his army. He's sort of part of that mindset, so that's always going to factor into how he acts.
Prejudice remarks. You man.
And then Jamie's like, I agree with him, and they just look at him, both of them. Like, do you want to survive? Like, look at that grin.
Of course, it's true.
He's just loving it.
I said, I love, like, probably I'd lose feminist cards, but I just love Jamie for his cheek.
God, it's like Chibnall wrote the story. He wrote this episode.
And Hamdoni, Ghostlight confused me a lot. You're not the only one. I watched that, and I literally had to ask the panel to explain half of that to me while we were on stream. I was like, "What? So what happened? Who's this?"
Imagine if it was the Brigadier saying it to Doctor You Know Who.
He just sort of, if he would have just sort of said to her, I think it's dangerous for anybody, let alone a civilian, that would have been the better
With
way
no
to phrase
training, who's a photographer, narcissist, you know.
Well, no, even just to phrase it, like I said, as you're a civilian, like, you're not trained.
But it was her that went down the, "Ooh, you bigot," and all that. It's like, no.
This is not as we agreed. Oh dear. He thinks he can agree with the Cybermen, but he can't.
Bit smug. I love that. I love that wall. I want one of those. It's trying to come down. It's like.
I was going to say, do you think the guy in the props department was having a bit of a difficulty?
Yeah, it's like, ooh, I'm falling.
It's all right. They won't notice it. They won't notice it.
That alien computer is slower than my PC, says Carpet. Yeah, but you're not transmitting to the moon, let's be fair.
Tobias Vaughn is a descendant, a future descendant of Mavic Chen.
Carpet says if that wall moved faster, we could have done this in 6 episodes.
Yeah. I love Troughton's reaction when he hears that when they've gone. It's like, what?
You know what the problem is with this story? Not enough Benton.
Well, he's not a main cast member yet.
Yeah. Those crazy kids.
Yeah, I love that because they do sort of have a bit of a, let's be sort of a Brady Bunch sort of thing and go off an adventure by ourselves vibe. But it's like, this is not going to end well.
Women. Ooh, ouch.
That's what I mean. If certain people, I'm surprised this episode hasn't been cancelled yet for multiple reasons.
Give it time.
I know it will eventually.
Funny thing is, I'll cut out those words, those scenes, but then they'll keep the ones where they're like, "Oh, men thinking is stupid," kind of. So Babette says, speaking of the Yeti, Professor Travers was supposed to return for this episode, but the writers who owned his rights were mad at the treatment of their last script and refused further use of their characters.
Oh, I suppose if you were not happy, you wouldn't let them use it again. Because it does sort of feel a bit like a sequel to the Yeti story, doesn't it?
Mm. Hamdani says, I find the confusing stories to be really great, though. I find Warriors Gate interesting too. I love Warriors Gate. That was one of the stories that stayed in my young mind as a kid. I was absolutely enthralled by that story, actually. Still a few things I don't get in that. Yeah, well, I think, Moffat certainly traded off from that. There's a lot of his stories. I think a lot of those were very convoluted.
See, I'm alright with complex, and this is a general rule. If I feel like the payoff's good at the end, that's when I get a bit. If I feel like at the end, that payoff's not really quite justified all the messing about. That's my general thing in anything with TV.
Yeah, I think the resolutions of more convoluted stories in the classic era had more of a payoff than, let's say, Moffat's stuff, which ended up with more questions than answers.
Right, you kids, where are you?
Yeah, right. Proper old Bobby.
About.
Jamie, just leave her alone.
Yeah, get your hands off her.
Yeah.
Wandering about down there. What the heck?
Oh, garbage. As soon as I saw him, I was like, you're dead.
Oh, he went negative like a Dalek.
Yeah. In Doctor Who, there's certain characters that you go, oh, you're dead. As soon as you see them.
Yeah. They killed him.
See, this is a bit creepy that you just sort of see this wandering, screaming Cybermen.
Yeah, crazy Cyberman. At least he lasted longer than Chibnall's gay character resolution. That's very true. We're just waiting on our leader.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just loading up the.
Yeah,
battery's getting low, so my choice for next week is Planet of Spiders.
Planet of the Spiders.
Okay.
Good.
Planet of Spiders.
So you knew, and I didn't have to just do my usual thing of.
So next week's episode is Planet of Spiders, courtesy of Charlotte. That was Charlotte's choice. So yeah.
I'm thinking we haven't had an exit story yet, have we, for a Doctor? Or have we?
I think Alpha Omega suggested possibly Logopolis, but we're waiting on confirmations.
So I was like, that'd be good because we've not had an exit one.
Yeah, good one. It's a good story. Have you watched that one?
No.
Logopolis? You haven't seen Logopolis?
No,
I mean Planet of the Spiders.
All right. Well, that's a great one. A really great one. Planet of Spiders.
Get a bit more into the, Time Lord mythos a bit as well, which is good.
Right.
First time you mentioned regeneration.
Yep.
Please press 1 if he's already, folks.
We're nearly there.
Yep, nearly there.
We're almost sounding like we know what we're doing nowadays with these classic streams.
There we go. Lots of
Right, we've
ones.
got ones. Right, Charlotte, walk away there.
Yep. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Go.
Oh, garbage! You don't like Planet? Just in your comment.
Babette says this whole story is very swinging 60s Austin Powers-esque. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're in like miniskirts, aren't they?
Oh, there you are. Do I know you? No, but you're there. That's where you are. I love that line. Benty.
See, and this is why she didn't want you going down by the sewers.
Digby says, got to bounce, folks, but thanks for having me. Hail to the panel and lovely folks and the chat. Thank you very much. You take
See
care.
you soon, Digby.
And thank you for the super chat.
Thanks, Digby. Thanks for popping in, and thanks for the super chat, and we'll see you soon, pal. Have a good one.
Where are you? Jamie!
And then Jamie just like, shut up. Like, you're going to bring them to us.
Do not move. Do not resist.
Delta and the Bannerman, that I literally couldn't, there was no words for that episode for me, so it's not to lie.
Okay. Not the greatest Cyberman voice.
No.
Oh, there's been worse. Yeah, just all group together for us, please, so we can throw the grenades at you. Oh, but drunk over there is still walking.
That's the end of Perkins.
So is this why Jamie then isn't in like the next 2 episodes? Because of what happens with his leg here? Because I was like watching it and then it just hit me. I was like, oh wow, Jamie's not been in it for a while. And is it because of this then with the leg?
Maybe it was an on-set thing.
It could have been with Fraser because they were very good, weren't they, in classic of, oh, this has happened with a cast member the character
Yeah.
will magically disappear for a few
Yeah,
episodes.
they're not well.
Or like the famous one with Jamie, where they got his cousin to do
Oh God,
a
yeah,
bit of it because he got measles.
yeah.
That though, I think that's one of the most clever sort of workarounds they've probably ever done. Because it makes sense if you in that story, doesn't it? It's like, oh, he's been put together wrong.
Yeah, especially back in the day when they were churning these episodes out. You know, I mean, it was constant work. So, you know, if someone was ill, they had to respond pretty damn quickly.
Oh, Jamie gets shot. I must have missed that then. Where does he get shot? Because I literally was like, oh, he's not been in it. And then at the end, they say, oh, the doctor says he's okay. So I'm like,
Jamie
well,
gets shot next episode so Fraser can go on holiday.
I missed that. I must have been not paying a bit of attention next episode then. Because then I thought it was this leg thing that was why he wasn't in the episodes.
Oh, Mardy.
See, that's the fun thing of me doing streams with you guys. If I'm not sure, I get a lot of answers, which is nice. It's like, I literally have a wealth of information in the chat and with the panel if I'm never not
No,
sure.
we're very lucky. We're spoilt rotten with the chat.
They are so good with that. You say the slightest thing, not even a question, and if you look at the chat, you've got multiple people telling you the answer. It's brilliant.
Yeah. Has he got a lazy eye?
I was gonna say, is it like the eyelids like just something's happened to it, or is it a lazy eye? Because it looks like his eyelids like almost drop too much, doesn't it?
I think it's done on purpose for this.
Well, maybe.
So do you think it's a bit of thingy makeup? Well, not makeup.
Yeah, could be.
Hmm. Oh, Kevin Stoney had a glass eye. There we go. Again, the wealth of knowledge.
Yeah.
It's an Apple iMac, says Carpet.
It's just sort of show though how cruel he is.
Hmm. Third Doctor says, met Kevin Stoney once at Panopticon 7 in 1986, about 6 months after the Dwas had erroneously announced his death. Huh?
Oh.
Really? Oops.
Whoopsie daisy.
What's that sort of famous quote? You know, the rumors of my death have been greatly exaggerated.
That must be such a weird thing if you're like any sort of celeb and if you see that. It's like, sorry, I'm here.
Yeah. And we thought that, you know, a lot of people think that's a sort of recent thing, you know, on Twitter where people will announce someone's died and it's just like a joke. It's like, yeah, it's been done before.
But I suppose that back in the day, like if an actor just wasn't seen on television for quite a while, like it would probably fuel that because you didn't have social media. Like actors, you only really saw them if they were working. Whereas nowadays, you see too much of actors, if anything. So it's like sort of the opposite now, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, slap that bitch.
Yeah, that is a slap as well. It's not a punch.
Great close up.
I think Troughton has some brilliant camera work in his season. Sorry. Some very inventive sort of shots, and it wasn't static. And like the black and white has that stereotype of being a bit static. And if you actually look at Troughton's run, I think more than Hartnell, to be fair, I think there's a lot of dynamic
I think the
shots.
late 60s had that kind of, I think where it sort of stems from is, they'd be watching things like, Vertigo and, Hitchcock kind of film, and they'd be trying to do that on a budget. That's trying to emulate the cutting edge at the time.
No, Jamie's asleep.
Don't put the T there. This computer is worth £450,000. That's garbage.
Yeah, they're like massive mugs as well. They're not little mugs. Oh, I love this. Jamie's awake and he's literally like, "Oh, just let me go back to sleep." And Victoria literally says to him, "The Cybermen are trying to invade the planet and you just want to go back to sleep."
Doctor's not very present in this, is he?
Yeah, there's like whole chunks of this story.
Yeah.
I think that's because of UNIT, is my feeling.
Yeah.
I think if maybe UNIT wasn't in this, you get a bit more Doctor doing, because UNIT do a lot in this story for like getting the rocket going at the end and sort of getting a load of things happening. That's not the Doctor, it's UNIT. As like you said, it's sort of I think I'm going now with my battery.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you want to give your rating then before you go?
I don't know when I've time.
Oh dear. We've lost Charlotte. So thank you, Charlotte, for being here. I hope you get a replacement battery very soon. Oh, we've lost her. That's a shame.
Yeah.
Just as we was going to get her rating.
Yeah, you see, this is what happens when we pick 8-part stories and 6-part stories and 20-part stories.
20 parts.
If we picked the 4-part story, our battery would have been fine. She would have been able to give her rating and have a little chat about it. Yeah. Yeah.
And Planet of the Spiders is a 6-part, is it?
No, it's
Yeah, I
not.
think it is.
Oh, no, man. Come on. It can't be. Not another one.
Yep.
Man, why are we going for long-ass episodes for?
Well, that is classic Who. You know, a lot of
It's
them are.
not. There's loads of 4-parters. Why is everybody picking all the long episodes for?
Well, we're getting them out of the
Seriously,
way.
man, it doesn't matter. I said it last week. No more 6-parters or 8-parters, man.
There you go. Stop moaning. Rob Fella says do it over 2 weeks. Delta and the Bannerman is 3 parts. Yeah, we've done that one, thank God.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather watch an 8-episode story than watch Delta and the Bannerman's 3 again. Any day of the week. Yeah. Yeah, it's not the length of the story that's, it's what you do with it that counts. Oh, this is great. I think, it's picking up.
A lot of Pertwee episodes are 6-parters.
Charlotte's back in the chat.
2 minutes to invasion. Oh.
Then I shall control the world.
Mad.
Quite certain.
Do you think the Cybermen will let you have control of the world? I don't think so. London and lockdown. Oh dear.
Yeah, right.
Prophesized.
Great Queen
in
Street.
Doctor
That's,
Who.
you know, that shot, that the last building, that was the Freemasons Hall.
There's a lot of buildings like that in Glasgow.
Masonic.
Yeah.
Well, you got the Scottish Masons, haven't you? Which is
Yeah.
one of the major branches.
Ooh.
Oh, Zoe's in a catsuit.
The depolarizer fell off. Oh dear.
Oh, that's not a good thing.
How should that affect a Time Lord?
Well, who knows? Different physiognomy. He's not a Time Lord and he's having problems.
Maybe it's a half human thing. I'm not bringing that up.
Oh, that's going right through my ears. Because you need to change into a sparkling catsuit in the moment of an emergency, don't you?
Yeah. Always kind of puzzled me why she changed her
Yeah.
back into her catsuit.
This is such a classic bit. Yeah.
And they film very early in the morning, like the Dalek invasion of Earth on a Sunday morning.
Yeah. This is what makes Doctor Who great. I love the fact they're walking around the pub, like yeah. You can tell that it's like after they finish filming, they go and sit in the pub and get pissed.
Sober men.
Not sober men.
Right.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
7.
Episode 7.
Got it.
Wait for our glorious leader.
Right, walk away. Is everybody in the chat ready?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Please press 1.
Although I haven't said that pub would probably be closed because they'd be filming very early on a Sunday morning, I should imagine. So very sober men. Sober men. Sober Cybermen.
Right, Lee, do the countdown there.
Right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. It's not the same. Go. Diggy diggy ding, giddy giddy ding, giddy giddy ding. Pee-woo.
All of the Hill Round titles.
Dee-doo-doo. Boo.
Do do
Bee-doo.
do da da dum da 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 dum
Diggity-dum,
da da dum.
ba-ba-da-dum, ba-ba-ba-bum. Diggity-dig, 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 diggity-dig.
I think Kit Pedler and Jerry Davies, they were actual scientists. So they had a background, futuristic things, and that's why they were brought into Doctor Who for these episodes.
Oh, cool. Oh my!
Oh my! Oh crumbs!
Oh my giddy
Oh my
aunt!
giddy aunt.
Oh, Jamie.
Oh Zoe!
Unit control receiving over. I love the old spoken English, the RP. Should you just call him Jimmy? Is it see you, Jimmy? Ooh.
I must control them. Yeah, right.
Always got an arrogant.
Packer.
Back. Immediately. Oh.
So how they all fell under cyber control is because of the micro monolithic circuits and the electronics.
Yeah. Cheap electronics. That's the answer.
Yep.
And China knows that for what. Oh, there we go. Yeah, just like that. This is Brigadier. None of your shit, matey.
Super Doc is back. He's back there. He's
Yep. Signal dropping in and out.
Oh dear. It's quite trippy, this music.
Brigadier there, please. Brigadier, I've just entered the sewers.
You do good Troughton. There you go, the composer only did this one story. Oh, Brigadier has a chopper, I say. It's not an awfully big chopper. Cup of tea fixes everything. They'll arrive, Backer. They'll arrive.
Think of it, Packer, the entire world. Ah, there you are. Can you hear me, Mr. Vaughan?
Forget Backer. He's our insurance.
Yes, a brigadier.
Why are we watching him do up his belt? I don't know. I never understood that either myself. But it's like
No,
the
that's
same
to put
thing.
on
Crotch
You
shot.
watch a woman when you watch a woman put
It's
on a
utility
blouse.
belt.
Like, same thing to me, you know. Something for the women, you know. Yeah.
Ah, Doctor. Unexpected pleasure to come in.
Welcome. The name is
Doctor.
Bond, Mr. Bond, licensed
Right.
to kill.
See, he's doing that silly thing with his hands like Hartnell did.
Isn't it got
Charlotte.
tiny fingers?
Charlotte says, Packer is thinking, why did I agree to work with you? Absolutely. Absolutely. Why didn't we see Zoe? Yeah. Because she's a young female companion, that's why. And I never understood the catsuit myself, to be honest with you. Because she's
Well,
a
she's from the
highly
future. That's what they
well,
wear.
I know, but she's a highly intelligent young woman, as you've seen. So, I wish they just stick to that. But they used to put catsuit on women for
Well, it was the 60s. You know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
women's lib and all that. When it was done properly.
Well, they were owning their sexuality.
That's it. There's nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
But yeah, only fair for equality. But you do have a point, but in a sick, perverted way. The third Doctor. Love how Packer slowly unravels through this story and just loses it. Yeah.
Yeah, he's far too arrogant. He thinks he's got one over on the Cybermen. It's just like, you don't know what you're dealing with.
Yeah.
But the girls in the skimpy suits, they were supposed to be like that because it was for the dads who watched the program.
The male gaze.
Yeah.
Don't forget, lesbians existed in the 1960s too.
not one of these men notices her. But it comes to the end when she helps him out with the kind of war missile or something like that, and they say she's much prettier than a computer.
But you see, they're not looking at her as a pretty face or a foolish young girl. She's
They're
like,
actually appreciating
yeah,
her intelligence.
exactly. She's an equal to them
Yeah.
because, like, they know it'd be stupid not to listen to her because she travels with the doctor. Like, so, and especially the fact that Zoe has a lot of intelligence as well. Like, so, yeah. That's what I like about it, but that's the way women characters were written, not all of them in Classic Who, but they all had their own strengths and weaknesses.
Well, what they wanted them in Classic Who was they wanted them to fall over, scream at monsters, and do an awful lot of screaming, and just look pretty and for the audience.
Yeah, but that kind of changed. I mean, even look at Barbara. In the very first season, they had Susan that was doing the screaming, but you also had another woman in Barbara that was strong, independent woman, and I mean to be shifted off the way she was from our planet, like, and to react the way she reacted. Like, she reacted like anybody would react, but she's soon enough, like, realised, right, there's no more bitching or moaning about it. Unlike Tegan, who I hate, who just moaned the whole fucking time. Well, if you don't want to be there, just throw her out into outer space, will you? Shut her up.
Yep.
Like, it's a privilege to go on adventures with the Doctor. If you don't want to be there, then just get off the bleeding TARDIS, stop moaning.
But interesting if there's a background in the psychology of the companions by their experiences by travelling with the Doctor and experiencing all this alienness, this future technology, the horrible situations they've been put through.
Would be good to see something like that, like a spin out where companions dropped off, and we get to see her see them or whoever it is kind of adjust to life. I mean, we did get it in a little bit of the Moffat era with Amy and Rory when they kind of settled back, and then look what happened there. Their marriage fell apart because she couldn't have any more babies.
Because it's not always a glorious thing as Who is trying to make out. They're trying to make out it's a good thing to travel with the Doctor and all that, and the Doctor's all good and all that. But they forget about how dangerous these adventures actually are. I mean, if a normal person came across a TARDIS and then an alien that looked like a human that could go absolutely anywhere, I mean, it's just...
It would have a psychological impact. Of course it would. Yeah, of course it would.
But Russell T Davies got it right. I mean, he made it in a way that you could actually believe it.
Yeah, Rose freaked out when she realised where she was. Remember in the second episode? Like, she thought it was all fun and games, but then when she actually goes onto that space station, it hits her then, and she runs off. Do you remember? But like, that's how you do it, man. It's the way it should be done.
And that's how you connect with your audience and the characters, because you've got to make it believable.
Yeah.
And then people will watch it and say, oh, we'll see how the companion gets out it next week, or see how the Doctor gets on next week.
Yeah.
It's got to be that in a way that it's going to hook in the audience, and that's how you maintain an audience. I mean, Chris Chibnall just doesn't know how to do that.
Does anybody know why the actress that played Zoe left?
I think she just moved because she felt it was time to move on, as well as Fraser Hines. because there was a new Doctor coming along. I think they wanted a fresh break for Pertwee. Which I would have liked Zoe to be the companion to the third Doctor.
Yeah, that would have been quite a good
Yeah.
duo.
But I think they were already thinking about Liz Shaw and when they were developing it.
Mm.
I actually did like Spearhead from Space, but and John Pertwee thought it wasn't really his favourite episode because it was for the fact that he was doing all silly kind of things like going into a shower and all that, and falling over while getting shot, and escaping the hospital in a wheelchair. He didn't really like that.
Mm. I think, the early days are difficult. You don't fully know what the character is yet. It takes a while to settle in. Although I think he had a pretty good start.
Even with Nicholas Courtney, when he started to team up with John Pertwee's Doctor, and he said he didn't feel comfortable with the new Doctor. Maybe it's because he was kind of more relatable to Troughton in the beginning.
Yeah.
He had this new character, and you'd all this new monsters and new situations and that. And you're referring to him as the Doctor.
Thankfully, it worked out really well.
Yeah. Now these model shots of the spaceships getting exploded, they're quite good.
Yep.
Is this what you wanted, Vaughn, to be the ruler of a dead world? Very gripping.
And just like that, the Cybermen broke him. Yeah, don't need you anymore.
Yeah.
And there we go. Last episode. But hey, woo, did it, guys. Wait for our glorious leader.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for it to load up. Just give us a second there. Hold on. Think we're there. No, we're not. Yes, we are. Right. Last episode. So, whenever everybody is ready in the chat, please press 1 and we'll get this going. 3 hours and 5 minutes. Not too bad, I suppose.
Considering we can go on for like 4 hours anyway.
Yeah, well, I'm going to be knocking that on the head. To be quite honest with you, there's no need to be doing 4-hour live streams.
No.
To be quite honest with you.
I agree.
Well, 1 week we did a 6-hour live stream.
Yeah, we did. It's don't get me wrong, it's all right to do them the odd time.
Yeah.
But not all the time. No, it gets a bit.
It's tight. You're wasting time. I mean, you could be
It's
doing
not that.
something else.
Catches up on you. It really does. Because you do be fine for a few weeks. Lee will tell you. You do be fine for a few weeks.
Yeah.
And then you just crash, don't you, Lee?
Yeah.
And then you end up going to sleep like Lee does, and not waking up for 15, 20 hours.
Yeah.
But I do the same. It catches up on you, it really does.
Yeah, my sleep pattern's all over the place.
Yeah. I know, man. Tell me about it. So is mine. But like, it's at least I'm doing stuff that I enjoy doing anyway. So
Yeah. Right, I think we're ready.
right, I think everybody. Yeah. Okay. What am I even looking for? Sorry, wait for a minute. Yeah. Ah, that's the. Yeah. That's how you spell it. Right. Okay. Right. Go for it, Lee. Knock yourself out there, pal.
I'll let Super Doctor do this one, and then we'll all do the go together. How's that?
No, because I have to put the. I can't do
Right.
go. All right, I will then. Right, I'll just have to
Right.
mute myself. Right, hold on. Oh no, mute the sound. Right, go for it.
Right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Go.
That wasn't as good. Wait, Charlotte's the only
No,
one. That
Charlotte's
can do it.
better.
Yeah,
She's better at
because
it.
it sounds Russian. That's
Yeah.
why.
It sounds a bit French as well.
Go. Je go. Go.
Don't. You'll get accused of what's
Well, I
that?
was just going to say you were going to get accused of
Appropriation,
being
what's it?
anti-Russian or something.
Well, that sounded French to me.
Oh, well, you know, when I said that you said something about sounded Russian, and I went, no, it's French.
No, that's not good. Don't ever do that again.
It was.
No, it wasn't. It was. If there's any French people offended by this, I'm really, really sorry. But I don't like snails and I don't like frogs' legs either. So, like, there you go.
I
Have you
tried
tried
frog's
frog's
legs. I tried them. They were like chicken.
Oh, everybody says that everything is like fucking chicken.
I remember going over to France
I had
1 year, and
I had
it was just this outside restaurant, and me and my mum sat down, and my dad came out, and we ordered the frog's legs, and when it came back, there was this huge bowl, of red tomatoey garlic sauce, and all the frog's legs were around it and the outside. And I remember eating one of them, and it was like, it just tasted like chicken, like wee bits of chicken,
I've had l'escargot.
Yeah, I've had them all, like, but I just like, yeah. They say everything tastes like it's even with what you call a hake, right? They call that the chicken.
Excuse me.
They call it the chicken of the sea. Like, I'm just like, oh, come on, Jesus.
It's very, very garlicky, though. How was it?
Yeah, well, frog's legs or
Snail.
I mean, they cook everything in garlic, and
well, they have to be garlic
because they love the garlic because it gives the food
Yeah,
a
but not
great
just like
flavour.
normal amounts of garlic, like heroic doses of garlic.
Oh, no,
yeah,
no,
they
no.
have to, because if you have to really taste what a snail tastes like, you'll puke.
Like garlicky chicken made of rubber.
It's like
I used to eat whelks, and back in the days you could get whelks in the seafood shop, bags of them.
Yeah.
Just I was probably about 4-year-old with a pin and just eating the whelks out the shells. But I'm not too keen on snails. Eating that.
Fiddly to eat as well because you have to scoop them out, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like eating snots, isn't it?
It's like eating rubber. Garlicky rubber.
Give me winkles over snails any day.
Winkles, whelks. I ate these things. No. Was it? No. Yeah, I think it was. I think I think the fish shop did sell the bags of things, whelks and all that, and winkles and all that, and stuff like that.
Da, da, da.
Cybermen. Bye bye, Packer.
Yeah, bye, Parker. He packed it in. He's just beginning to realise I'd gone and fucked up. Tell him, Doctor.
The Cybermen, my ally. Perfect politician.
Yeah. Oh, they destroyed his dreamy poos. It's getting very exciting, isn't it? Sure you will, Brigadier. Sure you will. Oops.
He enjoyed killing that Cyberman quite a bit, didn't he?
Oh yeah, revenge.
It was like he was licking his lips like a fucking little psychopath.
I hate them.
I hate the Cybermen, what they done to me.
Yeah, it's great. I'd side with them.
Yeah.
And destroy us all and just sit back then and enjoy the world to myself. Thank you. Nah. We fight those feckers. Yep, the music is a bit fun in this, all right. No wonder the composer never did anymore.
So I do like the spy music. I love the way they just kept walking through the barrage. Ooh.
Yeah, Lee, it's a long ass story. Lee said, "My God, is this still on?" Yeah, you lot deserve a medal. I know I deserve. Yeah, I deserve a medal. Nobody else, just me, just me. Right? I've had to endure. Well, I got to not endure one of the crap stories that they chose because unfortunately BritBox wouldn't work at the time, so I got to escape that one. But
Well, you're
yeah,
lucky I didn't choose the Web Planet.
but the last 3 weeks, have been draining to say the least, man.
Yeah.
Long ass stories, but look, I do love them. But I mean, we started at 5:45. It's now 10:10. It's like it's mad. 6:45. Sorry, we started that. Sorry, and it's 10:10 now. That's madness, man. Madness. Right, back to this because we're getting to the climax, as they say.
Oh, look at the size of it. Shit getting serious.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, the shit is about to hit the fan, and someone says, "Stop, Noel, complaining, complaining about the crap stories." LOL. Well, listen, as I run this channel, if I want to fucking moan about blah blah, I'm only messing. Yeah, listen. Sometimes it does be. Sometimes listen.
It's like an old woman.
There are some episodes that I just refuse to fucking sit through. But I have to be fair. If people are willing to sit through some stories they don't like, well then I should do the same, I suppose. But Lee just like tried to kill the classic Who with these choices, like, didn't you, Lee? Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, what are we talking about?
Quality shows.
Well, you're lucky it's no Trial of a Time Lord.
Oh Jesus, feck off, will you, man?
Yeah, that's
I
my
know
next
it.
choice.
No,
If I get Colin Baker again, it's going to be Trial of a Time.
Is it? Well, you won't be
Yeah.
getting Colin Baker because after Peter Davison, the audience get to choose one, and I get to choose the last one. So
Next time. Ooh. Well, this is why you should always only ever give me Tom Baker.
no, because that's not fair. You have to rotate. You have to
No.
rotate.
Nonsense.
Yes. Sure, I haven't gotten Tom Baker yet. Oh yeah, I did early, but I haven't gotten Tom Baker in a while myself. Sure, I haven't gotten Troughton in a while either. So it's just the way it goes. Lee will be plotting now. Lee won't be plotting nothing. Right? What'll happen there is, Charlotte, is they'll just put me foot down and I'll just tell you what we're watching. We did Ambassadors of Death, but I'm pretty sure we'll get around to that again at some
I
stage.
don't think we did Ambassadors.
We did. The one with the capsules, the spacesuits. Yes, we did.
When
yes,
was that?
we did.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're doing these ages. We're doing these over a year now.
Mm.
That's what I'm saying. We're doing these over a year. I started mine a couple of weeks before Emily Cook started her watch-alongs. We were already doing ours before she did hers. So it's been going a long time, yeah. So sure, we already did Planet of the Spiders. Already. We've already done that as well. Yeah. So we're gonna repeat some episode, but there's a lot we haven't done still. So
like Underworld.
yeah, there's loads we haven't done. Loads we haven't done. We seem to be repeating some of them, but maybe I should go back and have a look at the ones we've actually
That's why
done.
you should keep
Wrote them down. Yeah, I'm gonna go through the channel tonight. Because unfortunately in the early days, obviously I had different panels on all the time for them. But what was happening is that these people that want to attack the channel all the time were lifting the videos and taking basically they were cutting the video up and they were putting it up on Yoke to use it against us and stuff. So I had to like lock the original Classic Who's on videos. So I'll have to look at that old playlist and see what we've actually done. I know I shouldn't have to do that, but that's what's happening now. And by the way, that's what might eventually happen anyway. A lot of YouTubers do it. So a lot of the old videos from last year and the year before, I might actually end up privatizing and just keep all the newer videos of this year and last year, most of them of last year up, you know, because I'm just sick and tired of people going into my YouTube channel and lifting my videos. But yet when I scream about something happening to me, then they're all being hypocrites about it. So yeah, and it's stupid that I have to do that. We can't sit here and watch this tonight, right? And one of us has probably said something during this stream that will upset these people.
Yes, like
That's
just
ridiculous.
deliberately look for to be
I
upset.
know.
You know?
I know, and that's what I mean. We've done Pyramids of Mars. We haven't done Terror of the Zygons. Let me see.
Did we do Terror of the Zygons?
We haven't done Terror of the Zygons. I don't think. I think we done the Sea Devils, but I don't think we did Terror of the Zygons.
We've done Sea Devils, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think we've done.
Thought you had.
I'm not sure. I'll check.
Yeah.
I know we definitely did Pyramids of Mars anyway because we all loved that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
That's
can
a
you
classic.
not?
I'll check. I'll let you all know next week because I'll get the playlist up. I'll have a look. You're spoiling the ending now. All right, I'll shut up. Jesus. Okay. Feck's sake. There, look, I'll even mute myself.
8-bits Think Boy's
A
getting
police box. I didn't believe it.
getting cheeky. There we go. Do.
Now, sorry I ruined your ending, but there you go. Yeah, nobody's upset me. Look, it takes more than someone telling me I'm ruining the ending or something for me to get upset. I'm pretty sure we've done Terror of the Zygons. Okay, I'll have a look. As I said, I do have the old playlist. But of course, with all the nonsense that's been going on over these last few years, people have been just lifting, as I said. And also, like, you know, taking screenshots of me guests as well and putting photographs up of them. It's actually ridiculous, to be honest, to carry on. But,
it's just bullying.
Yeah. But what I'll do is I'll check the list and I'll let you know exactly what we've done. I'm pretty sure we've repeated some episodes as well, to be quite honest with you, some stories already. So, yeah.
The Invasion of Time's a big one.
Yeah,
that's 6 months.
Yeah, I don't know if we done. I think we done that as well, though. See, that's the thing. I think
we did actually,
and I think we did Invasion of the Dinosaurs as well.
Have you done City of Death?
We did do City of Death. Yes, yeah, we did. We did. City of Death is the Mona Lisa's, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did that one. Yeah.
Have you done the Horns of Nimon?
I think that was Alpha Mega's one of his choices.
I think that's his choice coming up. Yeah, yeah.
He said he was about to look up this.
Moans for the last 5 minutes of the story. Ha 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 ha. Well, as I said, I can moan if I want to moan. Yeah. Right, my channel. If I want to sit here and bitch for the next hour, I'll bitch for the next hour. I'm only messing. 8-Bit Snake Boy, well, welcome to the channel, because this is what sometimes happens. You know, we have a bit of a moan. I love this channel now. I know where you're coming from,
Have you
mate.
done the Keeper of Traken?
I think we have. But do you do like a good man? Bless you. Yeah, I do. You're right. I fucking do. I do. But blame Doctor Who and Chris Chibnall for that, because that bastard made me. So I was perfectly all right with Doctor Who, even though I was under the clock. I was perfectly okay until that hack came along. But we won't get into that. What I'll do is I will ask you all for your ratings now in the chat, while I do ask the panel for their rating, and to give us a brief, tell us what they thought about the episode, basically. So, while the guys in the chat are giving away their rating there, we'll start with you first, Super Doctor.
Right.
Your rating, and tell us what you thought of the episode overall.
I'll give it a 9 out of 10, but there is problems with the episode. I mean, it goes on for too long, but the dialogue between the actors is quite good. The Cybermen, the mystery, you at first, see, if you haven't seen this story and you saw it for the first time, the first episode for the first time, you wouldn't even know if it was a Cybermen episode or not. It has that kind of, you don't know what's going on kind of thing, but it's only the Doctor knows exactly what's going on, and it's very kind of, it's as though you were, it is a good story, and don't get me wrong, it's just that it kind of drags on, but you know, that's just, I'll just give it a 9.
Okay, Lee.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it could have been a 6-parter. Obviously, they probably had to fill out the story over the season because of, you know, broadcasting reasons and X amount of stories to be able to do so. I had to kind of pad it out. I think the characters are great. The villain is great. The Cybermen look fantastic. You know, that's my sort of favorite sort of Cyberman helmet look. You know, great to see Zoe and Jamie together. They are always a great duo. A little less Doctor than I'd like, because obviously got the wonderful unit, got the brilliant Brigadier Lethbridge Stewart obviously there, which is always a joy. So I'm going to give it an 8.
8, well done. And Charlotte, because she was obviously on the panel, so I've left her comment up there for a second. 9, great pacing and flow for such a long episode. Lots of creepy atmosphere, and I really like how it's a slow burn with them. Chemistry with this TARDIS team is great, is as always. That was from Charlotte. I'm gonna give it an 8, an 8.5. Like Daniel there. Yeah, I do like it, and I have to say I don't think the animation takes away from this. I know there's only 2 episodes that had to be animated, but I don't think the animation takes away from it. Actually, yeah, to be honest with you, if that animation was used for the whole, let's say they didn't have all the episodes and they just had the audio, I don't think it would have took away from the story, to be honest, ratings wise, because I think the style of animation that they used was very good. As Lee rightly pointed out, it was very noir, and I think that works for this story and would have worked for this story. So yeah. 8.5.
I think as well. I mean, it went on for what, 3.5 hours, but it you know, considering that length of time, it wasn't dragging too much. I thought the pace wasn't too bad. I mean, it could have been shorter, but I think because the dialogue was so good.
I think what they were trying to do is make it more interesting by having it like that.
Unravel it
keep the audience hooked week after week.
Yeah, bearing in mind it's not meant to be watched in one go. So
that's true. And Jack Main, who does be on the TARDIS Zone Talk sometimes, says, unpopular opinion, Worst Cyberman story of the 60s.
You might have a point. I mean, there were some great Cyberman stories from that period, to be fair.
Yeah, true. He's got a point
But this
now.
one's like a kind of personal favourite with me.
Yeah, but I do like this as well. Unlike you, it is a personal favourite. There are better Cyberman stories. There are actually, when you think about it, there are better Cyberman stories. But if you know, we all have our favourite, our personal preference.
Yeah, I love 10th Planet.
I do love this one, and I love that. I'm like you, Lee. 10th Planet for me is just legendary, epic.
And I love those Cybermen.
Yeah. Oh, same here.
I got it in VHS when it came out, and because it didn't it had the missing episodes in it, but it had Nicholas Courtney narrating the episodes and telling you what happened and between bits.
Yeah, and we did Tomb of the Cybermen as well. That was another cracking story.
Yeah.
I remember that.
And they found that in Hong Kong, that Tomb of the Cybermen. So when it went back to the BBC, they put it onto video as quickly as possible.
Yeah, good. Because
that was back then when they cared about us. That's when any Doctor Who get found, they put it into video as soon as possible for us.
I know, just to make sure that.
Yeah,
I know. Well, look, it's come a long way, the BBC, but I just want to say goodnight to Charlotte, but we're going to leave as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the lads to very quickly do their shout outs, and then don't forget to join us tomorrow. We will be on. I want to do the Justice. See, this is the thing now, because I didn't do the movie stream, I moved that to Monday, but I want to get the Justice League panel out as well. Actually, I have to organise that panel bloody first to find out who's coming on. I just want people on that have obviously watched the Snyder Cut. There'll be no point you coming on if you haven't seen the whole movie, because you wouldn't be able to give it a proper review or judge it fairly. In fairness, and I will say, when we do the review, I'm going to take. I didn't see any of the nonsense that happened until after I'd watched the cut. So I'd already watched the movie and I had already enjoyed it, and you will hear how I feel about it. But it was epic to me. That's all I'll just say. But that's how I'm going to review it. I'm going to separate, obviously, what he said and just judge him as the artist for this, what he did. And I think it's very, as I said, I mentioned this, the fact that you still have fans, especially those ones that were humiliated, telling people to go and still watch this movie is big of them. I would agree. Go and watch this movie. It is worth watching. If you have watched the Joss Whedon one, then all I'll just say is when you watch this one, listen, I will say there's a lot of media out there and a lot of people are saying, well, it's basically the same movie with just extended deleted scenes. No, it's not actually.
No, it's tonally different.
Tonally different. It even starts off differently. Right? There's a whole half hour, something completely different. This movie was it was everything I wanted. Look, well, when I said on me Justice League, when we did it a few days back, when I was saying I was worried because it was being overhyped. You know, the hype is real. That's all I can say. But we will review that. So I know, Lee, you have watched it, and I know you said you're interested. I think Alpha Omega said he watched it as well. So I'm hoping to get him on, but I don't know when he's finished work. So I have to go and talk to Alpha and find out. And then we'll finally have the Snyder Cut Justice League review get that out. So then I could concentrate on Superman and Lois. And then the Falcon and the Winter Soldier has already dropped the first episode as well. I want to do that on the Irish Geek. So the Irish Geek is going to become very busy now, more than just game streams on it. It's going to become very busy now over the next few weeks. And Daniel is going to watch it, but he's going to watch it in his own time. He said, yeah, you're right. You're right. Do that when you're ready to. I'd wait until all this bullshit blows over and then, like, you know, go watch it and enjoy it when nobody's telling you how you should feel about the movie. All I'm just saying to you is that if you're a comic book fan and you're a comic book movie fan and you have been a fan of these movies, this is one movie that you shouldn't miss. Seriously. I think it's up there. It's been even quoted as saying it's probably up there in the top 3 superhero movies now. This cut. And I would actually have to agree with that. I would go as far as to say that this is probably better than, for me, this is better than Endgame. I know it's controversial, but there you go. I think this movie is better than Endgame. And that says a lot. And the way it ended, if they don't restore the Snyderverse, I'm going to go crazy. Because
I think I mean, I had a lot of problems with the film. I didn't enjoy it, but but I think
save it for your review.
Let me just say. I think. Look, I just wanted to make my point, which was I think it would be financially ridiculous if
they didn't follow up.
Didn't follow it up. Yeah, it would be stupid.
Right. Now,
that's my point.
Say no more till we do the review. Right. Right. And Super Doctor, in the meantime, if you do watch it and you want to join that panel, be part of it, you're more than welcome.
Well, I haven't seen the film, so
yeah. Well, we'll find. There's always ways of getting you to watch the movie. So just leave it with us. Leave it with us. I was able to watch it before it was dropped on HBO Max, but yeah, so that's how I got to watch. So I got to watch it twice, 8 hours, twice.
Wow. I think once was enough.
So yeah. Right, listen, I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna let the lads do their shout outs, and then, as I said, you can catch me here tomorrow as well for New Who. And as I said, we'll have the movie stream on Monday. And then I'm getting stuck into this Justice League. If we can't do the Justice League review before Wednesday, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to review Superman and Lois and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That's what I'm going to do. So we'll get all of them out hopefully next week. So yeah, join us. We're going to be very busy. So Lee, we'll start off with you. Do you want to plug yourself there?
I'm since Charlotte got booted off from the stream with her battery, I'm gonna plug Daniel's channel. Daniel and Charlotte have a fantastic channel. It's on Daniel Leach's channel, but they do some excellent conversations and reviews and things. Please do give them a sub. There's the link. I'll just put it in there. And go and check it out.
Fantastic. Fair play.
Number two.
Fantastic. Now, would you like to plug yourself?
Oh, no. You know the story.
Right. So you know where to find Lee. Lee, tell you what, just throw your links up there while I get Super Doctor to do his shout outs. It'll only literally take 2 seconds as well because he's the same as yourself.
Yeah. I've got a YouTube channel under Real Super Doctor, and I've got a Twitter account under Real Super Doctor.
Yeah, and if you're not on Twitter, we'd advise you to stay off Twitter. That's only for people if you are on Twitter. A bit of a disclaimer there. If you go on to Twitter, if you're already a depressed person, you'll end up worse. So stay away. Social media is a cancer to society. But there you go. I got sucked in like a lot of other people, but that's it. But Lee, well done. Thanks. And I think you should call, because you're called Scottish Davros. So I was thinking you could use your name, Scottish Davros, featuring or co-host Charlotte or something, or come up with a kind of Whovian name for Charlotte. You know, Scottish Davros featuring the whatever. You know, Missy or something.
Or the
Missy
Doctor's
Charlotte.
Companion or something like that. Or...
You know, because I do like Scottish Davros. That would be deadly to have that as a channel name, but with something else, obviously highlighting that Charlotte is your co-host. Yeah.
I was actually thinking of calling myself the Scottish Doctor, but it's just stuck with that. It was just something I just kind of made up. Real Super Doctor.
Yeah, I like that one. Real Super Doctor.
Yeah.
But yeah, he says he's thinking of names anyway, so good on you, Daniel. I hope you come up with a good one. Of course, we'll as your friends, we'll just throw out some suggestions there. Lee came up with one a few weeks back as well. What was your one, Lee? Oh, Lee is busy typing away.
Sorry, what is that? My what?
No.
What? I was getting links for the
No.
What do you want?
It's okay.
What do you want from me?
It's
What do you
all
want?
right. It's okay. It's okay. We know how. Leave it now, right? We know you don't pay attention anymore. That's all
Okay,
right.
bye. Well, sorry, what?
Right. See you later. Bye bye.
Alright, bye.
Bye bye. Bye. Au revoir. Right, folks. I'm only joking. All joking aside, but I want to thank everybody in the chat. You've been absolutely amazing again tonight, and to all those that dropped us a super chat, we really do appreciate them. So thank you very much. And to all my guests, Charlotte, thank you. Also, the real Super Doctor, thank you very much. And I would say thank you. I would say thank you to Problem Link, but he's been a bit of a diva right
Sorry,
now.
what was that?
Oh, there you are now. I was going to thank you for being on, but because you're being a bit of a diva, see this attitude. This is what happens when someone gets a bit of fame on their side. You know, gets to their head.
Sorry, what was that?
Yeah, there you go. I'm only messing. But no, listen, Lee, thank you for coming on. And he has put his link to Ocean Man on iTunes, and there's other platforms there, including Spotify and all of those other little places that you can get them that Lee has put up. So you guys have got me through the lockdown. Well, we have enjoyed it. Like, you know, we have fun. Me and Lee always banter like this, you know. I mean, he started it off by insulting me country, but there you go.
801 years. No,
801 years. Do you hear him? 800 years. Listen, it took one Irishman to defeat us all. So be quiet. Imagine if we all had got together, right? One Irishman. Right. We'll leave it at that before it gets you know, too
socio-political.
Yeah, and then people will accuse us of hating each other because, you know, of the political divide and all of this rubbish. Oh, by the way, just to end on a weird note, actually. So everybody remembers former leader of Sinn Féin, Gerry Adams, and he put this Easter video up, and it's on Twitter. You have to check it out. And he talks about these Easter eggs, right? The milk comes from the Boyne, and these are all Irish Easter eggs because even Unionists love these Easter eggs. Like, I don't know if he was trying to be funny or whatever, but apparently it was on the anniversary of when a few Protestants were killed, and of course the Unionists are not happy about it. But it's a strange video, folks. And then right at the end, he says to someone, "Beam me up," and it literally beams him up like Star Trek. It's one of the weirdest things. Either Gerry Adams has lost the plot because he's not in politics anymore, or something. I don't know, man. He needs to stay off those happy pills or something because that video is the weirdest thing. Listen, Gerry Adams, you know, whether you love him or hate him, you know, he'll be forever ingrained in the peace process and the bloody history. But to come out with something about Easter eggs and call them all Ireland Easter eggs and the cows have been grazing on the Boyne. and he says, "Do you know what?" And this is the way he said it. "And you know what? Even Unionists love them." And I was like, "What? Is this a parody or something?" That's what people were writing in the comment section and all. Is this a parody? Is Is Jerry all right? That's what was got. Is Jerry all right? He was actually trending earlier on. Like, it's the first time he's trended in years. Like, but yeah, he was even trending. I was following around laughing. All Ireland eggs. Will you get away, man? For fuck's sake. Will you get away? Jesus
very
Christ!
odd.
I thought you were giving up politics. Now you're coming back and you're talking about eggs. You Fruit Loop. Get away. Enjoy your retirement, man. Right, we're gone. I know it was a weird way to end the stream, but I had to tell you that because that is the funniest shit ever. And if you know who Jerry Adams is, it's even funnier because like this man was literally, everybody knows Jerry Adams, Northern Ireland, the peace process, the war on
The guy's a
terror.
walking meme. I mean,
Yeah.
like, even back in the day when, like, in the UK, his voice wasn't allowed to be broadcast.
Yeah, that's right.
So
He
they had to
use a
have an
voice.
actor dub his voice.
He had to dub his voice.
It's the bizarrest thing ever.
I know. And here, you could see some of those interviews. I'm not messing, right? YouTube is a wonderful place, but you can actually find these dubbed interviews where they got some actor in. That was from Northern Ireland, by the way. That was the funny thing about it, right? He had a Northern Ireland accent, but they didn't want to put his voice on. But they literally used someone from Northern Ireland to actually talk like him. It was funny. It's on YouTube, by the way. On YouTube. Right. Enjoy. When is Easter? Because everybody's talking about
It changes every bloody
Yeah.
year, doesn't it? I don't know.
It's either a week from now.
No,
or
they
2
really
weeks
should
from now, or
just put
3
it on the
weeks from now.
same.
It should
same
be.
day.
It should be. It should be. I agree
Never
with you,
understood
man.
it.
Well, anyway, I won't be eating any Easter eggs this year because I'm fucking sick of
I
looking.
already had one.
Yeah. I
I've
know.
had an Easter egg this year. I
Yeah,
like
the
them with the mugs.
Yeah, supermarkets sell them real early now. I mean,
Yeah,
you get eggs after Valentine's Day now.
Well, you get them
Valentine's
after
Day.
Christmas almost, you know.
Well, yeah, in some places, yeah. Tesco do. Bleeding Christmas, they have them in. Get away. Right, we're off with the Easter. So this is what's happening tomorrow.
Why not? Just at the end. Just be kind.
That's tomorrow, and you've been watching. And we'll say good night now. So good night, everybody. Say good night,
Good night,
Liam.
Yeah,
Lee.
good night.
And say good night, Real Super Doctor.
Good night.
And I'll say good night again. And we'll see you soon.